MOOOONNN button. I think we are probably live right now on the old Z YouTube. We are doing some crazy shizzer on the old price of the itty bitty bad boy baby. Bitcoin is doing some hectic shit, and I would like to do a video with you guys. We have the community on as well right now. So we've got my Twitter, we've got Will's charts here. How you doing, Will? You all good, brother?
What's good, brother?
Did you mute yourself? And then we also have Viking as well. So we've got Viking and Will. They are going to be commentating on this video as well in the background because we wanted to get the audio set up. So if you speak now, Will and Chris, they'll be able to hear you shortly. Can you guys tell us in the chat?
Yes.
Can you guys hear that in the chat?
Can you hear me?
Hello. I think it
Hello.
says we're all good.
Time.
Anyway, we got the boys in the chat. We're going to do some charts and legends. Big breakout coming in the chat. Guys, if you're a replay viewer, watch the whole video. We're going to go into everything. One of the main things, guys, we've got to talk about is the long to short ratio. The long to short ratio right now is, if it's loads, pretty darn goddamn interesting. We know this is a very interesting number because 72% basically on Binance of retail traders, retail here, are long right now. So we know that the market makes the fools out the most. We can also see that the difference between the top traders and the retail traders on Binance is a very big difference. Yes, some of the top traders will probably get hurt by this as well. But we can see that what you're really looking for, guys, on long to short ratio is what is the difference between top traders and retail traders. That big percent there is where the money is made between the two. And having a lot of longs in the market, guys, overall is not a good sign for Bitcoin going up because the market's not going to let retail traders win. That's not what happens in this game. Retail must lose. That's where the money is made from the amateur and the shitty traders out there. But guys, yeah, we did a video last week. I'm going to go into exactly what I said last week. And I did say, guys, if you lose the devil level, it's probably likely going to be a quick move to around that 60, let me get it exactly right for you, $61,100 level. And we were talking about this, guys, for multiple weeks, if not over a month, saying that this level is the line in the sand for the bulls. And again, it still is the line in the sand, guys. We had a deviation of it. We're on it now. There's probably a long here, but I'll get into that in a minute. But guys, super, super crucial level, guys. We're back to it. We said that if we come up to the devil level, it's likely we're going to get a quick move down to around 61K. Is exactly what we've got. And we'll go into all of the setups, all the things that we missed, all the setups that didn't work out, all the longs that we tried to get into, all these things. We're going to go into that in this video. I'm just going to go through everything from the top, guys. We're also going to go through some altcoins. We're going to look at the Clip of the Traders. We're going to look at CBBI. We're going to go through the treasuries. We're going to go through some Glassnode stuff. We're going to do it all. We even might look at some watches in this video, guys, towards the end of it. And there's tons of other stuff we're going to go through as well. Anyway, it's going to be a long-ass video. Just buckle up, sit back, get some popcorn out, and we're going to get this shit on a road, man. So, guys, I'm going to go down to the hourly, and I'm going to show you what happened on our last video, okay? So, last week, we only did, it's a weekly video we're doing at the moment. On this specific video today, we're going to do a longer stream, so it's going to be a long-ass one. Guys, we were talking, it was around here. This is exactly where we are last week, okay? And we had this shoot up in volume, guys, into the devil level. And what we said, guys, is that, textbook, there is a short to be played here. And I said multiple times on the stream that I'll be cautious against that short for the first move into it. Even though textbook, it is a short to be played on the devil level, guys. The devil level's been a short literally ever since we broke below it. But guys, we were saying that potentially if we do hold up here, we could look for a move to the upside to come up and retest the highs for a lower high, Lord Dumpy short, etc., etc., etc. Now, what we actually got in reality, guys, because the market isn't textbook, it's not always going to give you the setups and give you that, the opportunity to take setups that you're looking for. You can't be right on every trade, essentially. This guy here did actually just fall back straight below that prior wick there it made, or the price action stopped from this wick here. Moved back into it, guys. There was, like I said multiple times, a textbook short to be made, but I was saying be hesitant against the short just because it was a quick move into it. But, legends, what did actually happen is SR trading, we know this just to give a little bit of context. SR trading is when you come up into it as resistance, you sell it. When you come down to it as support, you buy it. And the devil level, again, just to go back and reiterate what I said a million times, is the inflection point of the market, point of control, whatever you want to call it. The price has been bouncing off it as support and into resistance literally from the beginning of this whole move. So resistance, support, 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 resistance, resistance, resistance. So it's SR, the dev lev, and we've been talking about it multiple times on the channel. But guys, when we actually did break below this, the devil level, we did actually get another opportunity looking at SR, guys, to come back into it. When you come into the level as resistance or coming into it as your price is rising, you look to take a short with a stop loss above the level of interest. Here is the supply and demand zone, and in this specific example, guys, the supply is coming onto the books. And you can see here, guys, that the first initial move, guys, it was a textbook short. If you got into that, congratulations. But you did get another opportunity, guys, to get into that short here. And that would invalidate any longs. In terms of the long would have been, if you break above the devil level, come back to it as support, that would have been the buy. So into the resistance is sell, above it and back onto it as support is a buy. Okay, SR Trading. Want to reiterate that from last week. And there were a few interesting setups, guys. At this point, it did look like Bitcoin might want to try and give a pop to the upside, considering that the price had been falling for multiple days, if not weeks, and to get a pop up to the upside. But the market doesn't always give you what you think it's going to give you. We play this game. We play chess. The whole game, guys, is playing chess and poker at the same time. That's what trading is. We're playing chess against the market. We're trying to get our positions and get our pawns or our fucking little thingamajiggies, they call them. What are they called? What are they called on a chess set, boys? Oh, shit. I just got... Free meeting is going to... We're going to run out of time on Zoom. What do you call it? Pieces? Are you boys there, right? I mean, just make sure this is all working.
Yeah. Chess pieces. Pawns.
Yeah, the chess pieces.
In 10 minutes.
Fuck! The free meeting is over, sire! We're going to have to redo it, aren't we, and do another meeting. Oh, I need to just purchase it. Like, I'm going to have to purchase it in a second. Anyway, so we should use Google Meet. So, yes, the pieces. We are moving the pieces to try and strategically beat and think multiple steps ahead when we trade, and then poker is the risk management side. But guys, again, it was a nice head short there. It's come back down, and I did say, guys, if we lose the devil level with a daily close, the probability is that we're going to have a quick move down to exactly this line. Bloody hell, that was loud. I don't know if you guys heard that. It was like, dump it. You probably did hear that, because we've got a whole load of fucking sell pressure on the books here from MDX Algo. 1 mil, that's nearly, 4, 6, nearly 10 million on the sell there from BitMEX right there at this price. Pretty crazy. Breaking through. Anyway, guys, fucking A. Let's just get to it. I said if we lose the devil level, which we did on a daily close, we're going to come very quickly to 61,000, and we are basically at 61,000 right now. 60,800 to 61,000. And guys, the price of Bitty, the itty bitty naughty baby, the itty bitty, what's the other one I used to call it? Fuck me, I can't remember. The itty bitty something. It came basically to that level perfectly. The itty bitty mitty gritty gitty fitty shitty. It's literally the itty bitty shitty right now. Boy. Yeah, the itty bad boy. Thank you. Thank you, Viking, with your big, gustling, beautiful arms. Right, we're not going there just yet. It's too early in the stream. The arms are not coming into it yet. So, look, fucking hell, boys and girls, men and women. Here is what we're talking about. This is the level it came to precisely. I said if we lose that level, we're going to come down to 61,000. And we've come down to it perfectly, actually to it perfectly on the nail, okay? We're at it right now. Now, I know it's scary, guys, and everybody's long right now, and it is annoying that everybody is long right now because it's kind of making me feel less confident in this trade. But it is SR, and, you know, going by, you know, the fucking trade up here where I was saying, you know, get the short in textbook. It was a textbook short. We all knew it. But I was saying be hesitant against it because my hunch was we might get something more. I would say, look, sometimes in this game, just play the levels and don't even have your hunch. Just play the fucking levels because essentially you just never know. This actually did result in an incredibly good short. If you had taken the short, I didn't take the short on the first attempt, only on the second. So this is another example, guys. We're at support here. My hunch is that we probably break through this and continue. But I'm just going to say this is probably a buy, and this is probably a long. And yes, some of the best trades I've ever made are when you are in uncomfortable positions. When the uncomfort is usually a good sign, but it can hold you back a lot of times. You actually miss it. So there is a buy here, guys. There is a long. The stop loss is going to have to be below these wicks. It's going to be too heavy in terms of the loss if you're going to go for this one here. It's a little bit of a tricky trade. There is a buy. We are at support. It's SR. Just take the trade if you fucking want to. Just have a tight stop loss. Don't go too heavy on it. Do what you think is appropriate from your risk management you've already set out and your plan you've already got. The issue is with it is like the wicks here, it's almost too fucking wicky. You're probably going to get wicked out a couple of times. And then the actual whole swing move of this whole move is so low that it doesn't really make sense to have that wider stop. If you had a bigger account size, maybe it does, if you can get that to 1% or 1.5. But it's a little bit of a tricky one. I would say that this level is really where you're going to have your stop loss and maybe ladder in or wait, which is another strategy in itself. You know, don't try and actually play the bounce trade initially off the move. Just wait for it to actually flag out, make something like this, and then you get the higher low. and then wait for that high low scenario. Yes, you will give back a little bit of the gain from if you just catch the level itself, but you do reduce the risk in some cases for potentially a formation playing out, which then can give you a higher percentage chance that that trade will play out. Obviously, nothing's 100%, but if you get support with a pattern with some moving averages, for instance, or sentiment, then it can help. But I'm saying, like, ultimately it is a buy here, guys. This is the trade to be made. This is just analyzing. There is a trade to be made here. I will also buy down here as well with this blue boxes, the auto charting tools on mdxalgo.com. You can get it. It shows here that there is another area of support, and between here and here, there will be another bounce trade. And legends, like I said, from the fucking beginning of time, the dawn of everything, I said that don't take off the table that Bitcoin can go down to lower price points, like 52, for instance. You know, that to me would be very nice buy area. 48, 42. Like I said many times, I don't think Bitcoin goes below $42,000 in this bull market. If we do come to 42 in one go, I'm not saying it will happen, but let's just say we get to 42, and then we can't even get above the high, and then we come back down and we lose 42, then I would say that's probably the end of the bull market in terms of this being a bull market, a bull trend, okay? But ultimately, guys, I don't think Bitcoin goes below $42,000. There's nothing in my head which is saying that Bitcoin's now going to go into a bear market. I think we're still looking pretty good, actually. We're almost at the highs. We could just be carving out an ascending formation. We have a big block here of resistance in terms of volume, but the main areas are coming up exactly where the yellow lines are. You can see that the main areas is the devil level and above it. It's actually very, very nicely articulating that what the volume is. So it wouldn't surprise me, guys, but the buy levels and the trades are this. If it goes to 50 you click green. Well, I will click green. You don't have to don't do whatever. Do whatever you want. I will click green at 52. I'll click green at 48, and I'll click green at 42. Maybe if we stop in the mid zone between this range here, between 48 and 42, there might be some stuff where it goes like this, back into it, wiki, wacky, and then it holds the mid range. That's fine, but I want to wait for a little bit more confirmation on pattern recognition, whether it's SR, moving some moving averages, whatever you want to add on the chart, you can do it, momentum indicators. That's going to give you a bit more confluence there. But I will look for 52, 48, and 42, and I think it's quite unlikely, guys, that Bitcoin goes below 42K. Not saying it will go there. I'm just saying that it's unlikely, I think, in this bull market that it will go below it. And I will show you by looking at the auto charting tools, the trend tools on the weekly. We actually do have a very nice upward sloping, this is basically a moving average ribbon of 3 exponential moving averages, which are Fibonacci numbers. And overall, generally speaking, guys, on the weekly, if Bitcoin is above this and holding it, it's a bull market. Bull market, held it, bull market, breaks it below it, sees the resistance, bear market, okay? So right now, we're still in bull market territory, in my opinion, with this moving average. If we did come below it for a quick, brief time period, we then have the chance to see if we see it as resistance. And if we do see the resistance, that would give you more of an inkling maybe towards we're going to a bear market. But I think it probably does something like this. 52, bounces off it. We might come into 42, wicks above it, and it just kind of looks underneath it, and we continue very similar to what we got here. Very similar to what we got here, bouncing off it. You can see when we came into it and found support on it. This is a weekly time frame, guys, so it's not going to bounce perfectly to the level. It's just a general barometer between two variants. Is it sloping up? Is it finding support? If it's continuously sloping up still or sideways, it's more probable it's going to hold it and continue. If it's coming down, you're getting above it, it's likely going to be a failure because the momentum's still down, but it's going up. Okay, so when it's aiming up, it's more probability that you're going to get a continued upwards move. Again, here, flat, it moved up, and when it's moving down into resistance, it's more likely going to get a downwards move, okay? But overall, we're above it. It is interesting to see on the volume delta that the most volume on the weekly chart is down here. So the point of control essentially is 18K, which is, for you bullheads out there who couldn't even imagine it going to 42, imagine if it goes to 18. Not saying it will, but we have to always have in our minds that anything can happen, and that's why we have a stop loss, which that's our insurance policy, okay? So in terms of price GBT, which is our machine learning indicator we just released. Let me get rid of all the volume data stuff. We do have some interesting stuff here, and this is actually another added level of confluence, considering that it continuously wants to hold up 61,100. Now, this is taking data from 5,000 candles, prior candles on the chart, coming up with a machine-learned prediction. Obviously, predictions are very difficult in this game, but what I look at this as kind of an added confluence factor to say where are the SR levels, and you can see that every single type of future, this is saying, it's saying that $61,100 or $60,800 is very, very crucial and very key, okay? So I'm not saying that this is what's going to happen. I'm just saying that it's showing that this level is very crucial. If we do get a bounce off it and we hold it, it's quite likely to see higher prices. And then it's actually showing that the resistance level is on the dev lev. So essentially what it's doing, it's saying that if we do hold this level, we are going to be between the devil level and where we are now. And we are actually breaking through it right now as we speak. So it's pretty interesting to see that the price GPT indicator is showing that. And Legends. Let me just see the global markets as well. Quickly have a look at it. I actually am going to start using heat maps a little bit more. I've been using them a lot. I used to use them all the time when I was kind of more in every single market in terms of sectors. But now it's like, I'm just specifically crypto. But it is nice to see different sectors and what they're doing. And generally speaking, the market's fine. If this was all super red and super bad and we had the big fucking fangs and all these big stocks moving down in price, it is going to apply added pressure to Bitcoin, because we know that Bitcoin does actually act quite a lot like a fintech stock. It acts kind of like one of those. It acts in between a commodity and a fintech stock in a lot of respects. So this is a good sign, guys, that the general market in terms of the stock market and other sectors like, technology, infrastructure, oh no, you're gone. They have left. My friends have left. I'm talking about technology, infrastructure, logistics, transportation. They're all looking pretty good. And then we have all the new stuff here as well. But I'm going to stick with the charts. I'm going to ring back the boys in a second on Zoom, because we need to get Zoom back. Because I need to make a meeting actually with these guys. Anyway, I'll ring them in. I'll get them back in a second, okay? Maybe if you guys maybe if you add me to one. Anyway, we'll get Will and we'll get Chris back into the chat in a second. So yeah, guys, very, very interesting. We are on the level right now. We're literally on the level to hold. Textbook, there is a buy here. It's been very, very good SR for a very long time. Like I said, though, at the beginning of the video, it is going to be one of those fiddly ones, because the issue is that you don't have a clear invalidation in terms of where is the risk, okay? Because this is quite a tight stop. This is a very tight stop, having it below this wick. You're likely going to get wicked out a couple of times before you get an entry, so you might be looking at 3% at overall loss if you just have 1%, 1%, 1%. So this area is a little bit tight. For a stop loss, you might get wicked out a few times. And the distance between here and here, in terms of trying to calculate where your risk is at and what you can actually do, is quite a loose stop loss, which again means you have to have a bigger equity amount to make sure that's only a 1% loss of your equity size. So there is a buy here, guys, on the chart. If we lose it, it's coming down to here. I'll buy here and I'll buy here. That's the two trade setups. But if we lose this, guys, the probability is extremely high of going to 52 and 48. And when I say extremely high, it's almost like 70% chance. If you come down and break through that and you see this area as resistance, I think you're looking at about a 70% chance of coming between 50 and 48. And then we'll see what the reaction of 48 is, or 52. And if it's weak, 42's on the cards, and I don't think 42 we go below $42,000, because as of right now, I still do think it's a buy, and I'm not trying to put any fucking emotional bias on you or any hunch or anything like that. I'm just saying, look, I was saying that it's a good short at the devil level, but I hesitated specifically on that last video. I said I'm going to hesitate on that short because I do think we could get a pop to the upside. Looking back, guys, that was just my hunch saying I hesitated. I should never have hesitated. I should have just said, fuck it. The textbook is to take the short regardless, and that's what my bot does, and my bot made a very, very successful short on this, and I didn't take a manual trade because I thought potentially if we get above the devil level, we could go higher. But like I said, this is not textbook. This is not always going to be easy. Trading is trading. You win some, you fucking lose some. This is a game of winning more than you lose, essentially, and actually making trades that win more than they lose, not just by win rate, by actual P&L. So like the thing is with it, guys, this was a nice short, very nice short. It was textbook. I'm just going to take the textbook long here and just say, look, I do think it might break down further, but I'm going to take the long anyway and just be more objective and have less bias, subjective bias within it. And sometimes it works out for me. Obviously, I've been trading for many, many years. And if I have my levels and then I also think to myself, okay, well, I have a hunch. Usually more times than not, that can work in my favor because you have two added levels of confluence. And then you have all the other indicators as well. Because you got to remember as well, legends, on the freaking goddamn... obviously, I use my own indicators, guys. That's why I built them. But you can see here, guys, that we had the sell signal on the trend indicator, the trend collection indicator, and it just hasn't been able to get above the 4-hour trend. It just hasn't been able to get above the 4-hour trend. This is a key sign, guys, that the 4-hour is downtrending, and the 4-hour downtrending is just resulted in a massive nuke. And I did say, guys, multiple times, obviously, like I've said it a billion times before, if we lose the devil level, I did say it's going to be a quick move to $61,000, $60,800. And that's exactly what we've got. We've got a very quick move with a little bit of a stall, a quick move down. And now the buy is here, guys. This is a long from this level. It's going to be a little bit wicky. So you're going to have to make sure that when it goes in and out of this oscillation area here between this wick, you might get some wicky action. So getting the entry might not be perfect and easy. Never really is. But you could be looking at some sort of bounce off this area. And regardless if we get above here, then if we can't get above there, then it's just going to be continuation. Like, that's the first level we've got to get back above. If it does that and then back into it, fine. Then we're looking at some sort of ascending formation. But at the end of the day, guys, on the 4 hour, we're still downtrending. All of the indicators and oscillations are saying it. Price GBT has just changed on the 4 hour as well. I'm going to go into that. Actually, I was looking on the daily time frame before. Let me have a look on the hourly. Let's just do all of the time frames. So daily will probably be flagging out sideways. So the daily is showing that 61,000, guys, is extremely important level. 61K, $60,800 is extremely important. The price GBT indicator is saying that. Yes, it's giving you a prediction, but the way I use it is that it's saying that the range is between these 2 points. Interesting in itself, okay? When you zip out to the volume on it, and let's have a look on the hourly volume, we're probably going to see it just being above around here on the devil level. But let me just whip it up on the hourly. So yeah, it's all up in the devil level, all the volume to get above. So first things first, if you do get along from here, if it can't get above that, there's nothing here, guys, looking good. It'll just continue quite likely. From here to here is the level in between. And then legends as well, when you bring on this. Actually, wait, let me go back one step, make it nice and clean. We'll do the 4 hour as well. This is going to be the devil level as well, legends. It's going to be all red in there. It's going to be devil level, all the devil level, and it's going to be up above it where these yellow lines are. So 2 levels, the pockets of resistance are here and here. You can see that's where the most resistance is. And on the daily, it's even pretty goddamn nice as well. Everything is on confluence with the devil level and here. Those are the 2 levels we've got to get above. That's the first area in terms of 62, 63K. If it gets to there and then fails, it's just likely going to continue. If we can get above up to here, then back above these levels, then fine. Then we're looking like this is the inflection point. We need to get back above the devil level. And I say the devil level because we all know the fucking number. But we need to get back above about 64. Let me make the exact number for you. We need to get back above, guys. Obviously, 64 is the first level. We need to get back above 67K, give or take a few hundred other sides. 67K is the level where it's like, now we are back. We are back into very likely continuation upside. And that's the only thing we're going to be looking for. Is the camera looking all right? Yeah, we're looking good. So that's the only thing we're looking for the bulls, is that $67,000 level, getting back above it. If it comes to here, it's just going to be another failure, guys. It needs to get back above the volume node, the volume pocket, where the liquidity is. And then also leggies as well. We go on to this hourly time frame. You know, we've got another area we need to look at in terms of for the other side of the coin. This is a buy trade here. You could look for a short there. But also, guys, there's a buy in here as well. So if it comes down to that and it bounces, we could say SR flat. So remember, we're coming into this right now. We're dumping into support, so it's a buy. SR, support turns to resistance. If we nuke all the way through it and you lose on that trade for all the 1% stop loss and it comes to here and you bounce up towards it, guess what? You can take the short. Exactly the same short as the devil level. We came into it twice. Bang, down, bang, down. That's what you're looking for, guys. You want to play the linear, flat, skyscraper levels and just wait for gains and losses of levels to make money on those trades in terms of the SR trades. Now, Stocky Buck's fine. Let me bring in the boys, okay? I'm going to have to ring the legends. I'm going to bring in Chris, and I'm going to bring in Will now, because we had it all set up, but I fucked it. So, guys, give me 5 seconds in the chat as well. We've only got, like, we're going to do a long stream today, by the way, guys. So we've only got, like, 45 likes, legends. If we can change that, I'll be very appreciative. You know, if we can change the like situation and everybody just come and like this video, it'll definitely help me feel as though we're getting somewhere. Right, I'm going to set up this stream with these guys. I'm going to make a new meeting. Hello again, guys. How are we? Let me join the computer audio. Let me just make sure I'm doing this correctly, okay? Bring that up here. I'm going to add these boys to the screen. So add participants. Copy the link. I'm going to post the link to the legends on TG. Look at me just wizarding everything around. Like, I'm just absolutely on it at the moment, just whipping it about. Right, and then we got Viking. So join that link, boys. I'll get this Zoom call going. And then once this Zoom call is going, we can bring up their charts as well. But ultimately, I've been through quite a lot of the stuff. We do have some very, very interesting levels to hold, guys. And this move has been very, very quick from here to here. We can also see the levels already defined, but I did say below the dev lev, it's going to be a quick move to that 61. And again, guys, I know the title's a bit freaky and making everyone freak out, but I'm just doing it for the fucking pun that everyone's freaking out. But nothing has really significantly been lost yet, because we've been saying from the start of this whole entire price formation is that around here, guys, at this level, this is the level to hold. And we've been saying it from the beginning, $61,000, $60,800 between those 2 price points. This is the area to hold. If we lose that, then we do have a higher probability of coming down to 52K and obviously the wick at 57. So it's going to get pretty interesting. Yo, Viking, I can see you in the chat. You can probably speak and it will work, but I just want you to
Is it working?
Let me just check the guys. Can you hear that? Speak now, bro.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, okay. I think it's working.
Is this working?
And also get Will to join as well, and then we'll get up the charts. We'll get Will's charts up, and then we'll get your charts up. Let me just get rid of my screen.
And you gotta give me permission to share.
I'll make you the host, okay? I've made you the host, and then make me back the host when he joins, and then I'll be able to bring up your screens on Zed's screen to make things work, Zed sir. But yeah, very interesting price action, my friends and family out there, and it's offering up a lot of. This is offering up a lot of opportunity, guys, because when the price is volatile, that's exactly what we want. You are now the host. Have you added the legend himself?
I sent it to him.
Okay, let me whip up this on my screen so you guys can see it. But yeah, interesting price action, my friends and family. Maybe don't do that. So we're here. We have the boys on the screen. How are you, Smallio? How are you, Viking? Smallio, if you want to share your screen, we'll get into your charts for a bit, brother.
Yeah, 2 secs, just doing it.
Lovely. Right, at the moment we can see Viking's screen, and I'm just going to wait for Will first, because we know you need to go first, because you have things to do on the other side of this world. This is not the right charts I'm looking at. I'm looking at Viking's charts right now.
Yeah, I'm just sharing 2 secs. There we go.
Okay.
All good?
Yeah, we can see your chart, my friend. Let's do it. What you got for us?
Lovely. Yeah, so I personally wouldn't buy here. It's an absolutely massive daily candle down. I'm waiting for this zone down here, and like I've said for quite a few weeks, I think this whole setup tees us up for quite a bit lower, depending on how the closes start. Now, the good thing is we've done this on a Monday, right? So that gives us some time to start closing back above here. But as you guys can see, this was our weekly support and we've nuked through it, right? So depending on what happens over the next sort of week or so, I could see us sort of coming down here. If we bounce in this area towards the beginning of the week, which I imagine we would, right? We'd probably put in a low maybe tomorrow. And then we get this, that could set us up for something even more bearish, because then by the end of the week, it's probably come all the way back down. Then you can get the close under here. Anytime you see this kind of structure in Bitcoin, it's just teeing up for a nuke. So the long and short of it is that it's a fucking short. We're going down. So that's my thoughts on this. Personally, I wouldn't look at buying this just because it's already nuked through everything. The structure's lost. But I think down here looks quite good. I was thinking about longing this depending on what happens, but the reaction I wanted was just not there. I wanted to see something like this with a big reaction off the level. We didn't get it. So now I'm looking for 57, 58K is my general area. But again, you've been through most of the stuff. Just remember,
setups.
The swing holding us down is this and this. So if you go on to the well, I'm already on the daily time frame. You're expecting rejection either at the devil level or coming back up and actually sweeping all the stops up to here, which I think is a bit more likely, depending on how bearish this gets. And that's basically that. So looking at order books, there's almost nothing in the books at the moment. There's a little bit of support popping in this area here. We'll see if it's fake or not in a second. But generally speaking, this is probably the most quiet the order books have been in a long time to the downside, which is a little bit scary if you are in longs. Juicy if you're in short. So looking at how this is all panning out from the past, we can see, if I just zoom back in, that we've had really good support this entire move up. We've had tons of yellow, and even when we dumped this time, it was even more blue. Sorry, it was even more yellow than it is now. Right now, it's just basically blue. There's nothing at all below us. So yeah, it's pretty abnormal that there isn't even any orders sitting here. Which is interesting, because this would be the next level you'd expect it to hit. As you can see on the VPR, 51K would be a nice area for support if we do
52. That'd be it. So you're saying 57 you're looking to buy, and 52 would be a good buy, yeah?
Depending on reaction there, yeah. I mean, obviously 57's local support here. 52 would be good. And then for me, I don't think any of this shit holds. I think it would be about 42 would be the next available level to buy. But yeah, anything sub 50 long term is probably a good buy, as we've discussed 8 bazillion times. But yeah, that's the long and short of Bitcoin right now. Looking over at the TPOs and volume stuff, again, we're just gapping down consistently, guys. There's really nothing here aside from the fact that this has been an amazing short. Like I always say every single stream, if you just short the TPO of the day, you're generally going to win. Or
Yeah,
sorry,
with the trend. Literally, all you need is a fucking moving average on the 4 hour, which is stating whether it's trend down or up, and then you just fucking short into these levels. It's hilarious.
I mean, literally look at this. Every single value area here has just been a perfect short. This was a perfect short. This one was a nice long on the reclaim of it. This was a perfect short. Another perfect short.
Let me just do don't want to cut you off. I'll let you continue. Guys, in the chat, put a 1 or a 2, whether you're long or short, and put a 3 if you're both. 1 if you're long, 2 if you're short, 3 if you're both. Please continue, Lord Dumpu.
I think that's pretty much it for me, G. That's everything.
Just for the end of it, so I'll just say, just to make it really clear for people, like analyzing it, you're saying, look, short until proven otherwise in terms of down until proven otherwise, and then you're saying where are the levels you will look to buy and sell, exactly where you look to buy and sell. That'd be great.
Yeah, sure. So I'd look to buy 58 to 57 for a bounce trade up to 70. I'll short anything between 66 and 70k. My targets then would be between 52 and 50, coming down here somewhere at this yearly open or whatever down here at like 44, etc. 53. That's pretty much it.
Beautiful. Okay, now.
Nice.
Let me just quickly.
I got to peace out. Have a good one, gents.
Yeah, lovely jubbly. We'll bring in the Viking now. What I'm going to quickly do as well is just say to some confluence factors on this. So, Will's saying, yeah, so this area here, guys, is a good buy for sure. If it comes into this now, 100% I'm looking to buy that. I actually will take this in terms of a long. There is a wick to be made. Sorry, a stop loss under the wick to be had here. In terms of a buy trade, this might be a loser. Like I said with this, guys, it's a textbook short. It ended up being a very good short, but at the time I was like, my hunch is that be careful with it in terms of size. Resulted in an incredibly good short, which I called on that last video. Okay, so the same thing applies. It might not feel very good right now, but it's still textbook is a long for me considering we're at SR. 57's a great long as well. The only way I'd look to sell 57 is if we break through it and then into it as resistance. That would be a nice sell short there. And then just to reiterate the point again from what the old Lord Dumpu was saying, 52 here is going to be a very nice place to buy as well in terms of a bounce trade. If we lose it, flip it SR. And then between 48 and 42, I actually think 48 will be a level, something on the chart, but I do think Will could be right here in saying that 42 might come a little bit faster than expected. But like I would say, guys, I'm not saying that we're going to go to 42. I'm just saying that if these levels are broken and we lose them, we will get closer and closer and closer, and the probability will rise between 42 to get to 42. But I think 42 is the end. I don't think we go any lower than that in this bull market. And if we do, it's not a bull market anymore. We've actually done something different. And if we lose 42, I think we've now started another bear cycle much earlier than what most people have thought. But I think it's unlikely, actually. So those are the levels, guys. Like I said, I don't think it's going to go down. I don't think it's going to go up. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that I think these are the levels to look to buy and sell with no subjective bias. And my hunch overall, guys, is actually that we haven't really lost anything as of right now. This level is still intact. And if we actually held this, there'd be nothing wrong with this. Just another higher low and continuation. And we'll probably come up into this and fanny around and make some sort of ascending formation and continue. So as of right now on the higher time frames, there's nothing really wrong with this just yet. It's just beginning to show some cracks in terms of we are actually in a 4-hour downtrend right now. And guys, the way I, just want to make this point again. How do I know it's in a downtrend? If it's below the 4-hour ribbon, the EMA Fibonacci ribbon, it's in a downtrend for me, okay? 4-hour, it's below the ribbon. It can't get above it. It's in a downtrend. If you flip it on the other side and do, okay, it wins an uptrend if it's above the ribbon, okay? So it's in a downtrend right now. It still is. There's nothing breaking that. What you want to see, guys, like I said before, is this level has to get broken for it to be out of this downtrend. Up to here. If it does this, guys, and hits that trend line again and then just nukes through it, we ain't changed anything, okay? It's still a downtrend, okay? The only way we're going to get out of this being a downtrend is if you go to here, you break above it, all right? At some point, the moving average comes around like that, you get above it, and you hold it as support. Okay, that is the change. That's the change of trend. We're not there yet, guys. It's a 4-hour downtrend, so, you are essentially short until proven otherwise, and then you play the bounce trades on the way back. This is a nice trade to play back into for the anticipation of it maybe being the reversal, and then you have a potential chance to go higher. And ultimately speaking, when Bitcoin is in let's go, only up, only territory, it's above 67,000, if not 65-ish, where the devil level is. So you need to get, for the bulls to be winning completely, devil level, need to be back above it, and 67K, those are the two levels. If not, we are in a cyclical bear move within a broader long-term uptrending bull market. We're not in a bear market, anything like that. Everyone's like, oh, we're in a bear market now. It's like, we're not in a bear market yet. How can you just say because the price went down a little bit from the high that it's a bear market yet? No, it's not a bear market yet. You have to have quantifiable, rational criteria in your brain to say when things are in a bull market or a bear market. And there's nothing on this chart just saying we're in a bear market yet, because we're making higher lows consistently. We're above the daily and weekly moving averages in terms of the EMA ribbon I use for defining that. Some people might use a 200-day, some people use a 100-day, whatever moving average you use. I use a Fibonacci of three exponential moving averages. We're above that. We're making higher lows the whole time. And guess what, guys? Volume isn't really falling off too badly. We're not seeing any massive sell volume coming in. We actually don't even have that much sell volume where we are right now. Like, if you look at the node on this screen, guys, the sell volume isn't absolutely insane. We're getting some data from some other sources saying, oh, yeah, Mt. Gox and, the fucking Germany are selling. Great. Like, we don't have any quantifiable evidence to say that's exactly why Bitcoin's going down. So I'd say, yes, we know that information, but I'm not saying it's there. But we're above the moving averages. We're making higher lows the whole consistently time. We haven't broken any systemic structure, and volume's fine. So, if we were seeing some insane volume candles, which Chris will probably bring up in a second, they could be a cause concern. But I would say, overall, everything's looking great. We haven't broken structure, above the moving averages, above the structure, and we've got the higher lows. But if we do bounce like this, come back through it, and then we lose 61K, then yeah, we are beginning to change some stuff, and we're going to go lower. And I think 42K is the lowest. Anyway, I just want to reiterate that point again for everyone in the stream. We're going to be doing a long stream today. Might even stream for 4 hours today. All right. Now, let's bring in the legend himself. We've got a few more things to look at here. Oh, guys, I've got my Twitter as well. So, Chris, what you got for me, brother? What's cracking out here?
What's good? No, good. Great, actually. These shorts have been playing out amazingly. From last week, got a little bit of a funny close, and then I'll go through all
We will do dealers. Sorry to cut you off. We will do dealers in a second. Yes, we will do dealers.
Yeah. So, anyways, I'm just sharing a screenshot here from CoinAnk. They have a really cool free liquidation heat map. This ties in everything that we've been saying. Where's the local liquidity? Obviously, we have a massive priority down because the plebs keep longing. Everyone's longing into a downtrend. And that's the primary problem of why the price continues nuking, is that you have retail trying to buy into this downside trend. So right now we still have stuff that's available under 60K locally. If we do get back down to the lows that we did back at the end of April, or the beginning of May, excuse me, then we start seeing, very little long liquidity to actually take out of the local structure. But that's just like a representation of where most of the stuff is on like a monthly higher time frame level. Looking at our liquidations, it plays out perfectly. We're at a small liquidity gap here. I'm not expecting too much. There's a pocket now, like from about 60.5K to about 59.6. And it ties in really nicely in case we do start doing that kind of retest of the structure that we saw the lows from the end of May. So getting into the end of May, we're overdue for some type of bounce move. I'm not trying to long this. I was looking for a potential little long. Got like 1 TP out of it before it actually just completely reversed, and I was like, nope. Trying to hedge off my shorts, but the shorts are gonna play, and that's the reality, the simple solution. There's still liquidity below us, and it's being generated constantly because everyone's like, oh, I'm buying low. It's under 60K. Here we are. Now we're flushing under 60K, right? When we've been in a downtrend effectively since everything that we were doing from last week and the week before. Looking at some of that stuff just to kind of show off like where we've been breaking structure to the upside. Like we were breaking structure back on the 8th of June. And from last week when we talked about that close above the weekly open, actually looks pretty good because hey, we're closing above. We're actually creating a higher high here. But what to do on the next 4-hour candle, close underneath, bearishly retested it, and had a continuation down move. So very simple, invalidation of upside move, reestablishing of resistance, down she goes. So I'm happy with it. I've got all these set up automated, so automated
Yeah,
trading.
explain
It's
the
really simple to
explain
do.
the indicator you have, man, because you've got right now you're using the trend indicator or the progressive
Yeah,
settings, I think, aren't you?
yeah. So I mean, it's the trend collection. We actually have three different types of logic built into it, so you can optimize stuff if you want like aggressive, conservative, the type of trade you're doing, trend
I'm
trading, scalp
scared.
swing.
This guy
I'm
said in the
scared.
chat,
Hold my
"I'm
hand.
scared. Don't be scared, legends. We are here.
Yeah.
Don't be scared."
But the cool thing with this, the cool thing with this is that we have the built-in alerting and automation setting at the bottom. So if you're using like a third-party uh, relay system, so like from TradingView to your exchange, you have an API connection. So I just set it up. I've set up like I've run my own VPS system that does it itself. An easier way to do it for most retail traders would just be using like a third party like Wonder Trading or something, where you can just copy and paste the signals in here, create an alert on it on like Bitcoin on the 4-hour, and within about 5 minutes you're now automated trading. So the
Brother,
nice thing is that
I
even though I'm
want
scalping
to
all
cut
this,
you off. I love what you're saying,
yeah.
and guys, you can
Mm.
watch our tutorial videos, but you need to show us the liquidations bands, which you were showing the community earlier, because we are literally hitting
Oh
the
yeah, yeah,
20x's. Let's get the liquidity bands
yeah.
up, because I do think this brings a lot of value to the community, especially in the VIP group when we show this off. But guys, I'll bring it back in a second. We essentially have something similar to. Let me just quickly check price GBT. One sec. No, actually, I haven't got it set up. We've got price GBT on this chart. If you bring up your liquidity bands, one second, my friend.
Yep.
So what do we hit? We just hit the 20x's, didn't we? We blasted out the 20x.
Yes.
Just to make a high-level idea of what this is, guys. Essentially, we have an indicator which shows you all the liquidation levels with a heat map, or I say a band between the two. And it essentially shows you where the levels are with the highest weighted average, where those liquidation levels are. So you can see here that we just blasted through the
Yeah.
20x's.
And the bands is a cool way. It's a great way to use to kind of view liquidity. And effectively, an easy solution is to understand the middle line here represents the core liquidity of the market. And anytime you have a failure of the core liquidity, you're effectively in a downside move. So even back on what is this, the 12th, right? We had a move down, grab some of the 20x liquidations from the local structure, move back up, we reject the core liquidity, and then from that point you're in a very strong downside move. So we are taking out these 20x's. We're down now. Even these are actually the 10x's we're taking out from all of the upside structure. So
Yeah, that's crazy. When
this
we start getting down to like fricking the lower levels. Wait, my doorbell just went. Did I order something? Doesn't matter. Just carry on, bro. I'm gonna
so
go
yeah,
check out what's happening at the door.
no worries. But yeah, that's the general direction. Like we have confirmation, and very often you'll see that this thing plays out where if we gain it, we want to go up to the next level of liquidity. If we lose it and have a nice retest failure of it, which we did, it's just downside continuation. As again, everyone's trying to long this for some reason when we're actually breaking like pretty massive structure from what we did back on like the 10th and 11th of May. So where do we go now? Well, we're probably going to go deeper into this stuff. And that's where we want to see a hold. We probably want to see a hold like right where we are, effectively,
Bruv.
like some sort of a bounce. But it's
I'm gonna have to get this place soundproofed, man. I'm getting noise complaints for shouting about freaking Bitcoin from the neighbors, but I'm not even shouting. I need to get this place soundproofed. Anyway, yeah, carry on.
Yeah. So no, that's the big thing is that we still have a priority downside move, and if we look at other metrics like volume delta, price GBT, all these things, they're all saying the same thing, which is like we're failing older monthly levels, we're failing quarterly levels. We've got, if we look at just specifically the volume delta, it's been bearish and in control bearish effectively since a week ago, right? So even now it's very strong downside. There's some bullish stuff coming in, like some potential longs, but again, this is people trying to balance out the order books. The funding rates are starting to flip very negative as well, which is cool. We want the funding rates to be bullish. So the more negative the funding rates are, the more longs are being incentivized. However, what's the trigger? What's the condition if we're in a strong
long,
downside
man.
trend? Yeah,
Everybody's
the condition
long.
is we have to gain something.
Stop, new haircut, legends.
Until...
Everyone's long, like my new haircut. Well, my hair was long before I got it cut, but I'm looking spicy right now. Anyway, bro, just to sort of cut you off again, the the indicators you're looking at, Legends, are what are going to give you the indications of volume. We built it all into the suite, but in terms of the funding rates, we have a whole tutorial video on it. But the funding rates, what it means is that right now we might have majority longs in the market, but incentivization is still coming in on that side. So when funding rates are negative, it is actually a good thing because it means that we're getting incentivized for positions to come the other way, which are longs. More longs do mean more lower price action potentially, but there will be an eclipse at some point, if that makes any sense. I think I explained that correctly.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, exactly. So simplest way, longs, like positive funding rates incentivize people to take short positions effectively. Longs pay shorts, and in negative funding rates, longs are incentivized. So shorts pay longs. And that's really all it is. And if you're thinking it from like a higher perspective of a liquidity provider or market maker, that's how they make their money. That's their service, is to provide liquidity to books. And all of the major exchanges use this stuff, and they look at this very heavily. So if I'm getting incentivized, if I can make a pretty decent percentage on the amount of Bitcoin that I'm adding to liquidity, right? Limit orders and stuff. I'm a maker, not a taker. So they see that as a positive way to make money.
Christopher, I want to ask you a question, my friend. With the indicators, we've already stated the levels. We've already stated the price points where we will look to buy and sell. Are you seeing anything on the charts that are indicating that there's confluence on some of the levels we've been talking about? Where would you look to buy and sell going by the indicators right now? The MDX indicators.
Yeah, so right now we're kind of in a free fall, and that's effectively like I don't care where it stops. Eventually, it will stop, just like stuff going up. But if you look at it from like a higher time frame perspective, and I'll let it load real quick. Let's see.
Let's get up some indicators.
Go. So we do have
yeah.
So we do have some stuff popping up here as far as like the 51K. I'm expecting at least an initial test. The daily here is going to be interesting because this zone, this March and May open area, this was also coupled with a pretty decent daily support. If we can close above it on the daily, I might be interested in a potential retest the weekly.
Yeah, a little
but
retest.
We need some significant regains, potentially. But again, all of this done is just to hedge off shorts until we effectively regain the devil level, regain this previous weekly open, which is, it's that level. So right now, that's it. That's the only thing, because underneath this, we are going to 42, because that is the yearly open. That is the daily support, weekly support, monthly support, yearly support. So that's effectively where we must go if we do start losing the local stuff that takes us here. We're now in a massive higher time frame downtrend, in which case that should be an obvious target.
Yeah, these levels are lining up very nicely, my friend. And also bring up on the higher time frame, I was going to say volume delta, but I think volume delta and price GBT. Let's just see what your charts are saying on a daily. I think price GBT, right? Okay,
I'm on the index. Hold on. I'm on the index, so it's going to be a little wonky. Let me switch back to.
Yeah, go on to an actual exchange. I just want to get some influence, and I'll bring up the dealers in a second. I'm going to go into the dealers. That's interesting that it's there as well.
Yeah. So lots of heavy perpetual volume delta is definitely coming back to the downside, which is good. I mean, we know obviously that we're in a downside move, especially on the higher time frame.
Sellers are coming in, baby.
Yeah, it all lines up very nicely. But we were joking earlier. It's like, oh, what if we get down to like 20K again or something like that? It's like, I don't think that's going to happen. I just don't see the reality of that. Like, something would have to fundamentally destroy the market for that to happen.
Well,
really cool thing you can.
Well, the thing is, I never. We know there's no point even saying it, is there? Because at the end of the day, like, the reason that we're fucking traders is because we mitigate risk, and essentially all you need to do, we can say like, oh yeah, it might go here, it might go there, but the easiest way to get out of that whole conversation is like, I'm gonna have a stop loss at the relevant levels, so then I have insurance. Just have an insurance policy. Like, exactly. Yes, fucking Mt. Gox might start nuking $9 billion worth of Bitcoin on the market, but it doesn't matter, because if that does begin to happen, I have a stop loss. And a lot of the time, look, you're into the position before it even happens, because our indicators have essentially got you into these positions anyway. If you just go on a freaking 4 hour and be like, okay, I'm going to trade a swing on a 4 hour, all you've really got to do is wait for the trend to change, wait for the levels to say, okay, look, now you're in a sell position. And then if you're below the moving averages, which are the exponential moving averages for Fibonacci numbers, that means you're in the trend, and then play the levels. So you can see here very clearly, my friends and family, not family, but friends. The devil level was, it offered up a very nice short position, and you got another go at it as well. So I was hesitant on this short. I said, look, short, there could be a short here. It's textbook. It nuked back, and you might have missed it, but it gave another opportunity for the short on the level. So level is very, very interesting in my book anyway. And then I said if we lose that level and we stay below, we're going to go to 52, and that's what we've got. And now we're looking for 57. Sorry, not 52, 62, between 62 and 60K basically in this pocket. So in here, bang, beautiful, looking good. Let's make sure what time it is. One sec, get rid of that. Let's get my
Yeah, but I mean, with the MT Gox stuff, like the big fear now is that they've announced that they're going to start giving back or repaying the 140,000 Bitcoin that was lost back in 2014. So just think about the price difference. If you're getting your Bitcoin back at 2014 levels, like it's probably an instant market sell for most people. Couple that with, the German authorities that they have been offloading about 3 billion in seized Bitcoin, I think since last Thursday or something. So there's a lot of
who like the thing is,
pressure,
there's just so many unknowns in it. You just don't know if that's actually anything to do with price.
The news events should be viewed as volatility events, not as like, oh, this happens, it will go up. It's like people who read earnings reports for companies and think that somehow gives them an insight on like what the stock is going to do. It's completely ridiculous. Like,
we've got an interesting dynamic here though with the dealers. So like they are the same, and they still have their shorts open. We're just essentially waiting for these. Like, let's just say we do get another cyclical move to the downside over the coming weeks. If we do see the dealers really begin to cut off this, and then we see them be net long with the asset managers, you can bet your bottom dollar that we're going to be in a raring upward sloping market. But they still have quite a lot of exposure to shorts. But you have to take 50% off the asset managers.
What's the time frame of it? Because I'm like I was looking and it didn't show the most updated time.
Yeah, I went on the 1 year there, but you can go down to 3 months and do the last 3 months, but nothing's really changed the last 3 months. They've just been staying exactly the same, pivoted between spread, long and short. So there is no real change. It's a little bit of a little bit of short exposure taken off with a little bit of extra spread. So you can see where the line is.
No, but I meant like, look, it's showing it from the 11th. That's what's freaking me out. That means that the report is delayed.
Let me have a look. Let me just refresh. Yeah, we know from historically that this data is, they have a fucking bank holiday weekend, and then it's like, oh, we don't do the report today. It's the data is good, reliable data, but it's not very consistent. We've known this for a while. I remember back in the day, it was like for some reason they just didn't update it for like 6 weeks. I was like, I think it's due to what's going on with the holidays and what the bank's doing, and if there's something happening here, and if the Chicago Mercantile Exchange are actually speaking with, like, there's loads of fucking, like, these companies aren't even that efficient in the back end. But yeah, it does say the 11th, which is a bit weird.
Yeah, so they're missing the most recent report from last Friday.
Have you got the reports on in the indicator side?
For what?
Because you have the indicators. We built the ETF data in, haven't we? So if you bring up the ETF data, we can see that we haven't got the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. But I did a tweet about this, actually, didn't I? I did a tweet, and I said, everyone's going fucking crazy about, oh my god, like the ETFs are like driving the price action, and it's completely correlated. And when ETFs are inflowing, it means price must go up. Actually, legends, this is a very, very big debate, and it's completely ridiculous when people say that. Like, the price action of Bitcoin was rising quite rapidly, actually, when we hit a low, and there wasn't much more ETF inflows coming in at all. We had a big push up with price action, a big push up with ETF inflows. And I would just say this, as of right now, the derivatives market is completely overshadowing what's going on in the ETF market, okay? So, like, derivatives right now are doing 100 billion plus amount of volume per day. 100 billion plus volume per day, okay? So everyone's getting, oh my god, fucking... what's it? Mount Gox are going to sell 9 billion. Okay, well, that's still only 10% of what happens daily, every single day on Bitcoin and derivatives. For you to think that, the price of Bitcoin is being predominantly driven by ETF inflows and outflows, which technically aren't even 100% linked. You have a primary and secondary market, which means that a lot of the Bitcoin is just moving OTC. If you think that ETFs are what are primarily driving the price of Bitcoin, it's just laughable. The derivatives market is moving it, and this is another bit of evidence to say that actually ETFs have been... There's been an outflow of ETFs during the price was rising, so there are big disconnections, there are divergences. Doesn't just mean that if ETFs inflows are going in or out, it means the price is moving. I actually think that the ETFs are being used by, say, retail or institutional grade people and they're seeing the price rise and then they're FOMOing into an ETF, or they're seeing the price fall and they're getting out of an ETF. So I think there's probably more of that happening than people saying, I'm so smart, I'm going to buy before the price goes up, even though that was happening probably at the start of the year. But yeah, this is good quantifiable evidence, and we actually have the indicator to back it up because we built it. Our team have built the indicator. It's literally called the ETF tracker indicator, and you can see on Chris's screen right now, which I'm showing. If you tied it up a little bit, you can essentially see.
Yeah, it's ETF on balance volume, and they started selling heavily and haven't bought back since March, and we've known this.
Yeah, and
So
the price, even the price of Bitcoin
selling.
rose in between that period almost to the all-time high, and
Yeah.
ETFs didn't. So it's just a great example of like, look, there isn't this 100% God-given association with inflows and outflows to the price. And I just wanted to make that point because so many people are like, no, it's just ETFs. The inflows are this, so it must happen this. This is the statistical analysis. I have a report which says that if this goes in, it's like, no, bruv. Just stop with your bullshit. Like, it's so much stuff you're thinking about which is not really actually appropriate for this market. There's different ways the price can go up and down. Everyone got into this zone, and I had these friends and family ringing me and shit, being like, but look, the ETF outflow happened, so this happened. I'm like, just chill. Like, it's still very small. What's the actual daily volume on ETFs right now? A couple billion, maybe less. So it's not beating derivatives. We know that derivatives is driving price. For price discovery, like Binance is doing 62 billion on derivatives. Like, guys, chill. And that's not even spot. Spot's another 15. It's derivatives, spot, and then we're looking at other markets like secondary and primary for ETFs for deriving price action for sure.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the big thing right now is that effectively the ETF market it's allowing for paper trading of Bitcoin. So we don't even know with the clearance of it because it's supposed to be cash settled. We don't even know for sure if the clearance is correct data or how long the backdated data of it is. It's effectively becoming like the gold market where, you know, it's a $14 trillion market or something like that for gold. And how much of that is just total paper? It's pretty interesting to say the least. But yeah, with all these things, like just it's almost too much information, which is what are we doing right now? We're losing levels and going lower. We're in a strong downside trend. The trend is your friend until the trend is broken.
It's that simple. Until it isn't, baby. Until it's not. Right, let's have a look at the price action. It is nuking pretty dire right now through this wick here. So a lot of people are going to get hit here now in terms of their stops. Again, there still is a stop loss around here for I've said multiple times, it might be a bit wicky. But what you're waiting for now, guys, if you've been stopped out on a long, is if it comes back up, back into it, high or low, you might get something. But at this point, nothing's really happening. And the next target, really, if it loses...
see anything.
Yeah, it's obviously a textbook place to look for a buy because, you know, just by classic SR, you can see support, 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 support. We had 2 wicks there, but it still found support on it. You had a big deviation of it and then support again. So, you know, you might get a scenario like this, which I think we will get if we do get support. You get some wiki price action where you just have to constantly sit there and be in and out trying to get it. But 3 strikes and you're out. That's how this game works for me and for traders. We teach this in the academy. We teach this to people. It's 3 strikes and you're out. Like if you try and get into a position and you lose 3 times for getting your stop loss hit, you just go back and say, fuck it. If you do like a 0.1% stop, then maybe you could increase that, but then you're probably going to get like 10 stops and still lose the 1%. So, you know, it's 1% loss, 3 attempts to get in. If you lose 3 in a row, just say, fuck it. I'll just take the next opportunity. Because the next one, you might just get it straight away. And sometimes in this game, you just have to say to yourself, look, this one isn't for me. I'm not going to take it, and move the fuck on. Please just move the fuck on. Don't think about it. Oh my God, if I got this, I would have got this much money and I can't pay my rent now. I could have paid my rent for 3 months if I did this. No. Just keep it chill. You'll be fine. Next setup. The great thing about Bitcoin is it offers up so much opportunity. And also, Legends, you can just go on any other market in the world and be like, okay, look, what's going on here? And if you're not having fun with Bitcoin, go and trade some fucking goddamn different sectors. Just go and trade FANG. Go and trade some fucking... Just jump on an Amazon chart. Jump on some FX. Do some individual stock shares, Russell, go and fucking equities, whatever. Just go and look at something else, you know? But yeah, we're actually moving...
Well, I mean...
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, we're actually, I mean, people don't realize too the importance of this week. This is the last week of Q2. So effectively what this has now become is if we don't regain stuff going into the end of the week, Monday, by the way, next Monday when we have the July
next Monday
1st of July stream. Yeah, so that's going to be the open for every single level. So it's going to be the monthly open, the Q3 open, weekly open. It's going to be the new everything level. So TradFi is closing Friday quarterly options unlock as well. So along with
Monday, so I
economic
got
data
here.
being released. Yeah.
I'm looking now, just like, it's quite hard to see actually. I've got it in such a small scale. I'm trying to see what we're looking at here, but there's a lot of stuff happening next Monday in terms of like global market news. The longer this list, the more volatility you're probably going to end up. It's not a directional play, it's just there's volatility coming. Like a day like this is quite a normal day, but there's a lot of stuff coming out in the reports. Actually, one of the biggest days we've seen in a while. Except for today. No, today's very, very quiet. Tomorrow there's a lot happening as well. 15 years are coming out.
Yeah.
BHPs are coming out.
Thursday and Friday this
20
week,
years.
I think if the volatility is going to start exacerbating, especially for TradFi markets going into the end of the week, with all the unlocks, the end of the month, the end of the quarter, all these different things, people looking to realize profits on stuff for their core, especially, think about props and family offices and funds like hedge funds. They're looking to close out their quarterly profits. They can report stuff positively for their shareholders.
Finance is doing well, man.
So.
Today, anyway. Obviously, it's only 1% moves, but when finance is mooning, it means that Bitcoin's dumping. The banks are winning today, legends. Look at these fucking bastards. JP's up. When JP is up and WFC and fucking BRK, Bitcoin's nuking. The banks are having a good day. Tech is actually in the middle as well. You got to remember, like, Nvidia's had such a big run. I don't even look at the Nvidia chart right now because it's just been so up that, yes, it's going to go into a bear market, obviously, at some point. Apple again. I think Apple added 1 trillion. They just did something mental. They did like a 15% move the other day. I actually need to check this, man.
Nvidia is breaking really hard. Something else that we saw today that Will posted about was the C-suite executives, like the executives at Nvidia, including the CEO. They offload like hundreds of thousands of shares each. So that report came out, and we were looking at that, and I was like, oh shit, they're all nuking the price right now.
Yeah, it's interesting, man. But yeah, it's fucking tech as well in terms of the services side is a bit fucked, but overall it's looking pretty decent. Guys, in the chat, let's do questions, legends. Blast me some chats. By the way, I checked. We got Kelly in the building. What's going on, man? Kelly is a legend. I checked Discord. No DM from you. You may have messaged a fake Kelly. Ooh, are you talking to me, bro? Oh, March. You're talking to something else. Yeah, guys, be real careful of the scammers. Like, it's prevalent in this game. Even people are copying, like, you, Viking. Remember that guy who was pretending to be you? It's like, for fuck's sake. Like, we got people pretending to be Viking, Will, me. It's the whole thing. All you can do to verify, guys, is look on the bio. Like, my Telegram is now, like, verified. Obviously, my Instagram's verified. TikTok's not, but I don't think you get many TikTok messages. And on YouTube, just don't... I'm not going to go into the comments and be like, hi, do you want to, like, have my phone number? Just don't get wrecked, okay? But guys, just to mention as well, we are actually going beneath quite significantly now the daily EMA ribbon, which is definitely a big factor for whether you're in a bull or bear market on a slightly lower time frame. You guys know that I use the EMA ribbon, which I crafted with the team, etc. Well, it's been my thing for years, to be honest. But if you're generally above it, it's a good sign. The weekly is the higher time frame for me in terms of bull or bear cycle. That's just a cyclical swing for the daily. But you can see, guys, that we're still above it. Nothing too bad. It actually is coming in at a very nice price point at that, what you said before, Chris, at 52. So it wouldn't surprise me to get a retest of it. It's been far from it for a while. Wouldn't surprise me to see a retest of it. The line in the sand for me is 42k. If we, come down here and then back up, and then we fanny around for a few months and we break 42, it's over for a bit. It's probably going to do one of these, So I said, even back in the day, when we were rallying very aggressively, I said, when we lose the mid zone of this whole thing, it was about 41. I remember I was doing my dance at 41. I said if we lose 41 decisively, it's just going to be a big bottoming out period, and that's exactly what we got. And it's the same for 42. If we come back to it at the same high price, maybe you could say a little bit high, maybe 48 is the cap. But if you come below 42, it's probably again just going to be a big one of these just for multiple months where we don't really know how long it's going to take. And this one took a very long time. It took over a year actually. But now we're back, and we're near the all-time highs, and everyone's loving it. But guys, that 4-hour trend is not broken yet. Really isn't. If you showed this to someone and was like, yes, what do you think is going to happen next? And you did it on a 4-hour chart, you'd say, well, yeah, like, I'm not going to bet against it. You could take a head short against it in terms of the high price, but it's likely going to do something like that and then just continue, right? This is what you're going to do. And the trend line, this indicator is showing it very, very nicely. You gotta start using trend collection, guys. It will save you hours of time, make you money. You can backtest it profitably. It's in the MDX Algo suite. But this indicator, guys, is just the one. We have hundreds of people who use it every day. I don't know how many. Let's ask the chat actually. How many of you guys in the chat right now are daily using these the MDX indicators to trade with? Tell us in the chat. Just put yes or no. Yes or no. New drinking game. 1 shot every time Max cuts off Viking. Viking, would you like to say anything? I'm going to open up the board for you. Would you like to add anything at the moment, Viking, my friend? He's gone. So what are you talking about? Cut him off. The Viking is left. He is not in this chat anymore. Oh, he got nuked. Oh yeah, fuck. It was Oh, I'll add you in again, brother. I'll add you in again. It gets nuked after. Why we got like? I haven't even got Zoom fucking Pro. I got nuked. It rugged me. You said. Let me. Okay. Okay, Chris, do a Google Meet, bro. Because I know you don't like Zoom. Zoom's pissing me off. Make a Google. He's in the chat. Viking, make a Google Meet, and then add me to the Google Meet, and then it'll be on my browser anyway, so it'll be all chill. Then you can share your screen. Because Zoom is dead. I'm gonna delete Zoom, to be honest. I don't actually use it that much. I usually use Google Meet. I'll make accounts and shit, but it is a bit whack. But yeah, guys, look at all the derivatives volume. You get all this information, guys, at mdxalgo.com/dashboard. I'll put it in the chat, actually. This is where you get all the info about everything, guys. Yeah, make a Zoom link and come back in. To be honest, now if you make a Google Meet, we can just do this all the time. Like you can just come in and out. We can do things. I'm gonna be chilling on stream anyway. That long to short ratio is hectic. Google Meet, sire. That actually would save me time and effort. If I just do that, and I get the link. Let's see if it works. Hello, you can see me again, sire. How are we? In reverse. This should work. Legends, I am still celebrating Pride Month. I am celebrating that Pride Month got wrecked by the Hut. I am celebrating Pride Month that it got wrecked by Haktur, and ultimately Pride Month just shouldn't be a fucking month, should it? It's ridiculous. Right, your charts are up now, nice. And then can you make it so the little things of us are smaller? You know, those boxes. Make it so your screen's bigger. You know the boxes with us in it, like speaking? You can probably just like minimize them. Yeah, you can minimize them. Minimize your little face.
How do I do that?
Oh my god, I don't know.
I don't know what I'm doing.
So on Google Meet, minimize your thing. Your little, you know, where it says like your avatar, where it says Crypto Viking on it. You can like minimize it to nothing. I don't know. Maybe you can't see it.
Like that?
Maybe I'll make you full screen. Oh no, you need to get rid of this annoying little thing. Why? Look at me and you just struggling with fucking
Boomer tech.
Google Meet. Yeah, I don't know. It should be a way that you can like hide the this stupid little thing. Minimize. Okay, I'll just don't watch. Start watching. All right, guys, in the chat, in the fucking chat.
Full screen it.
Huh?
Yeah, maybe remove tile or.
Yeah, you just want to get rid of this thing, so your screen is the full screen. That'd just be nicer, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you just click on my screen and click full screen.
Click on your screen.
So in the center of my screen, there should be options. Oh, God damn.
We love Google Meet, guys. Everyone's leaving the chat.
Oh my gosh.
Let me click on exit full screen mode. I want full screen mode. It looks sick, but it's not. Change layout. Here we go. Tiled. Spotlight. Change layout.
Try Spotlight.
Yeah, I'll try Spotlight, but it's for some reason it's doing like, oh yeah, sidebar's fine, and then yeah. So then I do this, bruv, like legends, really? It's this tiny little one at the top.
Oh, there. Hide tiles without video.
Yeah, hide tiles without video. Google Meet's a piece of shit. Piece of shit. Piece of shit. Google Meet's a piece of shit. Literally, it is shit. Never use Google Meet. We had fucking Discord running and everything, but I have to use my VPN on Discord, which is not the one. Did NVIDIA top? Let's have a look. I think it's over, yeah.
Yeah, it looks a bit rough.
It's a good run, but like...
It looks a bit rough. Even if it has a regain now, it's been so divergent in all the moves for quite a while. So I wouldn't say that it's like dead done. But this thing could easily have a significant strong retracement back to like under 100, 95, which is a 20% down move, which given that NVIDIA is the largest market cap of any company on the planet currently,
is that true?
That would be probably bad. Yeah, they surpassed Microsoft.
Let's have a look at this one.
Might be down. Might have switched SPY today. They've been down pretty hard since in the last week.
Yeah, they probably eclipsed it for yeah. Look at that big crash. They probably eclipsed it for a bit, but they're back down now to nearly 3 trillion market cap, and then Microsoft is 3.3 at the moment. But still, it's a pretty good go of getting up there. And then obviously Apple's a beast. Microsoft and Apple are the two beasts at the moment. Yeah, NVIDIA would have eclipsed it quite likely because it went down already. It's probably down 10%, right? So yeah, 11%. It is absolutely monumental move. Let's have a look. It's going to be so far away from the moving averages. It's unbelievable. Yeah, it's just like... Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me to come back to moving averages, but again, you don't bet against it yet. You know, this is not a short. I would just say that analyzing it, it's likely going to come back at some point. I'm just saying, you know, anything which goes up in a straight line usually comes back down in a straight line, but you want to wait for some verifiable levels. Like this level here is extremely important. Like it could even come all the way to here, Legends. Hold, back up to there, and then just create some sort of big ascending formation or sideways pennant and continue. It really isn't shortable yet. It's only shortable if you start losing stuff. Like you go up to here, you do like some sort of descending formation, and you start looking for that. But it's probably got more juice. How's this going, man? Oh God, it's so strange that your like panel for like you speaking is massive, and then everything else. I think there's a way you can change that. Maybe it's on my side.
I think it's on yours. I think you have to like try and full screen my presentation video.
Guys, why is Google Meet doing this, bro? Open picture in picture. Apply visual effects. We really need that, don't we, sire? I just want to spotlight your actual shared video. I'm spotlighting your, like, it's so retarded. Like, why would I fucking spotlight that? How do I switch to your other thing?
What's that on the bottom right? It says it's like a full screen button.
This.
No,
Crypto Viking
right.
is presenting. Just troubleshoot.
Bottom right. There's like it says a full screen button.
Yeah, no, that's for me. That's my thing. That's my one.
MDX
just get rid of your screen again and then reshare your screen. We're just doing here a little bit of yeah, literally MDX is a boomer. I'm literally a boomer these days. I can't even get a fucking Google Meet to work. Like, hi guys, I'm fucking, there we go. You represented and it worked.
It worked?
Yep, it's live now.
Listen, awesome. Yeah, so no, this is definitely 100% like looking like continuation for the time being. This thing's been, I have it set to where it's just buying and selling whenever it would give take profits. That's like something you can do with the trend collection. So if you want to get in and get out of positions, it'll actually exit the trade and
Yeah,
take
what settings
profit
have you
on
got
it.
on this right now, man? This is the MDX algo. Well, this is MDX Trend Master. This is the trend collection indicator. How have you got it now set up?
Just progressive mode. I like progressive. It works for me as far as like getting in and out of positions. And then the only other thing is that I have on the trade management side, I have it exiting on take profit. So when there's a take profit warning, it'll, instead of just popping up the TP, it'll actually close the position. And then if price reverses back to the entry, it'll rebuy the position until it fails. So
Yep.
effectively, you can enter, take profit, and then re-enter, and you can do this automatically. Like you can fully automate that. And that's what I have. That's like a default. Like
Yeah, turn
everything
on
else is default.
TP, because the thing is with TP, it's taking profit, then it's re-entering you along. So if you do a TP,
Yeah.
so
So if I just change the settings back to trade exit on take profit, every time there's a take profit, it'll exit the trade, then it'll buy again if price is still in a buy on the next, down candle, and then it'll exit again if there's another take profit. Then it'll rebuy, which it did here, and then it exited back, before rebuying.
yeah, I'll have to look at that.
Had
in
one
terms
losing
of...
trade, but it still continued buy, take
What's
profit,
the
buy,
back
take
tested
profit.
at the moment? Is it it says at the bottom right. What's your back tested
No, that's
score on it?
let me put that back tested on. Put that on the top right.
Top right, me man. Top right, me man. Net profit 34%.
There we go.
Nice. It's good.
Yep. So that's not bad. And again, this is not leverage. This is just showing spot.
Yeah, it's pretty decent. 34% win rate. Sorry, net profit of 34%. Depending on whatever size you've got, that will be applicable. Win rate of 50%, which is decent for most people to handle. Average trade is 3%. Yeah, profit factor 1.
And that's just for the last 10 trades. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So basically since the end of October, it's just on spot 34%ing you.
Yeah, if that's automated completely. Guys, you can get all these indicators literally set up.
It's built for full automation. That's why we built it this way, so that you can literally just copy paste all of the alerts into the indicator itself. So when you go to create an alert on the indicator, it'll just say any alert function call. So it automatically buys, sells, shorts, longs, exits.
Yeah, I'm just having a look. I just want to set up some stuff. I just want to set this up, man. Let's do the trading exit. Take profit. Let's have a look what we get. I'm not on progressive though, but I'm gonna see what we get. Nvidia has had an absolute stormer. We'll go back to Bitcoin in a second, guys. I know you guys are clucking in the chat for a bit of Bitcoin price action, but we will be back there in Z moment, sire. On the itty bitty. The itty bitty bad boy. Guys, how do you like the stream as well? It's all looking smooth. Is it looking good? Yeah, so I've got it set up the same as you. So it's kind of, you've got these buy signals which are coming in. And then you've got these X's which are essentially saying, look, TP, this is where you get out, but it re-enters the trade for you when you next get it. So it's very nice. You get multiple entries on every single up moving market. Let's see what it says on BTC right now. It's probably going to be a sell around here somewhere, isn't it? As per usual, yeah, I got sell there. Multiple buys on the way up. And it's got on the hourly time frame. On the 4 hour, it's probably going to be very similar to Focus. It should have the line probably there. Let's have a look what we got. It's probably definitely, yeah, it's still downtrending. Yeah, it's a little bit more aggressive, the moving average line. It's not using the same moving average line as on Focus, it's still good though, because you can see it's coming through the band and then back underneath it. You got multiple entries here, short, short, short. If I change that to progressive again, sorry, if I change it back to Focus, which is using my 3, we kind of need to document this, don't we? And make sure everybody knows exactly which strategy is which, so you know which one's progressive and which one's focused in terms of what's actually happening in the code. But again, you have, boom. Same thing, the re-entry trade will just be a long when you hit. So like, same thing, you have the sells, but as soon as you hit these are shorts, especially that one there. You know, when we came into that the first time, it was on the downward sloping 4 hour trend as well, and then you had another go at it there. I was more hesitant on that one, like I said, but I said it was a short, and then Another short there. Pretty nice, bro. Pretty nice. You've got some entries there as well, I can see on your screen. Look at that nuke candle, bro. Love to see it. We did say it's going to be a quick move down, guys, if we lose the devil level. Devlev. The devil
Oh, yeah.
fucking level.
No, I just love it because it'll take profit and then it'll look to re-enter you when you have take profit set as your
It's nice.
your exit.
And
Yeah,
then you got the
because
X
you can
there.
get in and get out. You lock in those profits, and like even bigger swing trades are harder to manage. But if you have it just fully automated, so effectively, let's say you're being pretty conservative. You're using 2% of your total capital at risk, right? In any trade at any time, there's only 2% at risk, and that 2%, if you stop thinking about like, oh, I have like $300, or I have like five grand, whatever it is. If you look at it in terms of percentage of exposure and you're continuously improving that and growing your account, your P&L starts to exponentially increase because the size of your positions increases with the size of your account. And it doesn't affect the drawdown, doesn't affect the profit factor. It's the same as
Look at price GBT, man. Looking for the bounce trade here as well. And then it holds it a lot. Like, and then breaks down. It's just basically this again. So we'll see if we get the bounce. It's going to be an interesting one. We are on support right now. I think it's going to be a bit wicky and difficult to get in. But we'll see what we get. And then, look, it's very, very nice here in terms of price GBT saying, look, this area here is an area to get into a buy, which I agree with as well. Just add a confluence. It's a good confluence factor indicator for sure. I wouldn't say it's going to exactly do this because the price isn't even, it's just the fluid movement of it. It's just saying generally the direction.
Yeah, it helps you find support. It helps you find resistance. It helps you build the if this then that. Oh, if we continue to make new lows, likely we're going to see a grind down to 57K. If we have a pop up that actually reestablishes support, we'll probably still do another nuke back down, but only if we do higher lows, like where we actually have a large expansive move up that then regains levels. Then we're targeting potentially back up towards that devil level and stuff like
the
that.
Devil.
So it's nice because it also gets your brain thinking in terms of if this then that, in relation to price and movement. So
what did we set the blue line up again to? What's the setup on what's the parameters of the blue line again, which we set up?
You mean the VWAP?
Yeah, VWAP1. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. It's a basic VWAP that's effectively giving you volume weighted average price for that structure, and usually it works in the same way as you would use it on the liquidity bands, which is if it's in a downtrend, you're continuously shorting every potential retest of that level until proven otherwise. Or if it's above it and longing, you're longing every retest of the level until proven otherwise. And it's just, we've adjusted this one pretty heavily, obviously, but it gives really good confluence with structure and kind of gives you an added level of where you want price to go and whatnot. This is actually a really good one to use in confluence with trend collection, because with like progressive that I use, it's pretty aggressive in trying to enter, but I can use that as like a take profit, or excuse me, a stop loss. So if we do actually start gaining above it, I won't instantly try to look for shorts, right?
Right, I'm gonna do some questions.
Right. Yeah, Q&A. That sounds nice.
It's 10 p.m. here. So I'm just gonna probably just carry on the stream. You can just duck and dive whenever you want, bro. Just make a Google Meet. Man. Just make a Google Meet and just come in and out if you want to join or a lot, and I'll just sit here for an AMA with you for a bit if you want. But yeah, cool. Feel free to. I think with this new setup we have here, or whenever I stream, just come in and out. We can do this shit, man. We got your chart up. It all looks. Guys, tell us in the chat. Is the screen very smooth and fluid? Does everything look good in terms of the new setup? Is it working well? What's cracking out here? Tell them in the chat if it's looking good.
I'm looking at it on my side on YouTube, and I think like just the quality porting in isn't as good as like when your screen's on.
So what, in terms of from yours or from
mine? Yeah, it just doesn't look as good. But I'm critical.
Looks great. Okay, fair play. Everyone says looks great.
No, all right.
Right, let's do some questions, guys. Blast us some questions.
Yes.
We are boomers. Yes, we are boomers. Okay, so
GME. Yeah.
Yeah,
I was just looking at GME. Yeah, GME. Yeah, it's in a down. Obviously, it's broken down and had a bit of a downtrend currently. It's still in a short locally, but Yeah, a little bit underwhelming, unfortunately, with the move up, and then with the whole Roaring Kitty thing. His live stream was kind of like womp womp. I watched a little bit of it because I thought it was a lot of fun, but
Yeah, it was a bit of a shit stream, though, wasn't it? It was good when he had all the
yeah,
money in it, but now he's getting wrecked. It's just a bit like, dude. Christopher? Seems to have cut.
yeah,
Oh, you're still there. Thought it cut out.
yeah, no, yeah, no, GameStop. I mean, yeah, okay, we can make the argument that we're at support and these things need to hold level and structure and whatnot, but I don't really see it. I'd be much happier with a deeper retest, like sub 20 into like yearly open type thing. That checks all the boxes for me. We actually already did it once. We did it back a month ago exactly, where we had that retest that then bounced. But the bounce is basically just giving us a swing failure potentially. What we can't do now is create any new lows under that Friday structure, because if we do, then the entire upside trend is effectively broken. Heck, if we even fail here and bearishly flip the old July Q3 from last year level, fail August, then you're likely going to see a sub 20 GME again. But yeah, I don't really. There's something in me. It's like I don't like shorting GameStop. I know it sounds stupid, like from a trading perspective, but I kind of like it. I like what it kind of stands for. I loved what it did last cycle. It made me really happy to watch people get wrecked out. Like I don't think a lot of people understood the carnivorous, disgusting behavior that those big firms shorting GameStop were doing, because they did that to other companies as well. They would come in and buy shit tons of a failing company, and instead of trying to fix it, they would try to gut it for parts and like make it run worse. At the same time as that, they're also hedging off their positions by shorting the dog shit out of the stocks. They basically short it to zero, make tons of money shorting it, and then they just sell the bits for spare parts. And like that's a big problem that they can even do that. But it is what it is.
It is what it is, Mr. Marine. MDX Crypto is the tailored one-on-one mentoring in the monthly indicator package free of charge or any additional payment. One-on-one mentoring is specifically between traders and like mentors, so it's a different agreement. You just get access to them, and you can basically just pay for whatever you want in terms of you pay them directly what they, whatever you want to do is one-on-one mentoring. One-on-one mentoring isn't, $69 a month, then you just get one-on-one mentoring on top, because you have to have a one-on-one mentor. Like you need to pay the one-on-one mentor themselves. So you just discuss what you want to do, how many sessions, how much mentoring you need. We just connect you with the mentors essentially. And it's like just having like someone next to you, by your side to help you with any issues, help you with trade setups, give you confidence in your trading, do curriculums, do whole trading courses, get you in, signed up to prop trading. There is actually a prop trading opportunity at the moment on CoinW. There should be a link in the description, actually. I'll just check. I don't know if I put it in there. But yeah, if you go to the description box below, you can see somewhere it says prop account. And yeah, you can basically click a link, and then you get this, I think. Yeah, so I was doing it earlier. So you can get $200,000 traded funded account with Prop W. The link is in the description, guys. You need to use my referral link to get this discount they're offering, which is you get a better deal to go for $100,000, or you want to do $200,000. So you can basically apply, do some period of testing, and essentially they will vet whether you can do the job or not correctly, and then if you pass all the tests, you'll get a $200,000 account. Essentially, is do you want to mute your microphone a second, Chris? I just got some feedback.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, it's all right. But it's called proprietary trading, and you trade another company's funds, and then yeah, you can get up to a $200,000 account, and then you keep 80% of the money. Okay. So it's pretty interesting, guys. I think it's actually a very, very, very high rewarding scheme, considering that I've been in prop trading myself on either side of the coin. I've funded accounts and had accounts funded for me. And the ratio numbers are very, very strong. The fee to get it is very, very low. It can, in comparison to some other companies, can be $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 to get a $100,000 account in some firms. And they actually use that as a big money maker in a lot of these prop firms, is that they know a lot of people fail the test, so they make it expensive, and then they actually make quite a lot of money from it. But these guys don't know that they're doing that. They're bringing that kind of tool to They're bringing it to crypto. They're bringing some very, very good services to crypto. I'll actually put a link in the description for it, legends. So yeah, you just click that link and then you can go over to that exchange and have a look. Right, more questions, legends. I asked a question above. What question did you ask? Please retype it, sir. Fucking hell, it seems like ads are kicking off the whole time. So guys, put your questions in the chat. I'm gonna ask them. Super good sound, guys. Unlike most other crypto YouTubers who are nearly muted when they stream. Yeah, hopefully it sounds good. Let's have a look. Oh, yeah, dropping loads all over this. Where is your hot girlfriend? My bird is asking. We broke up. I am single as a Pringle. I'm out there in the market. I'm looking for a new... Your girlfriend's probably asking because now she wants to know whether I'm single, bro. Cole, your missus is asking whether I'm single because she wants to know if I'm in the market or not. Here we go. But yeah, I'm single as a Pringle. Just fire over your hot Russian and Ukrainian models if you have anyone who needs a boyfriend, a new one, with giga amounts of Bitcoin and giga amounts of legendary mustache energy with a massive dick. Bruh, straight out.
Now I'm just looking at trading light. There's a bunch of more long orders stepping in to try to hold price now. It looks like we're building stuff up down to about 57K locally to try to hold stuff, which is interesting.
Sorry.
See if they can actually hold it.
Let's have a look at zoom out on the order book for a second. Let's have a look.
I'll go to I was on the 1 minute. Let me go on the 1 hour. But yeah. So we got some stuff stepping in below us. Not a whole lot yet. Anything, substantial, but it's still a lot more than we had earlier today after the nuke. So looks like they're gonna try it and hold it. We'll see if they start pulling these, but I like the fact that they're layering in lower, which just means that the books have been like the longs in the order books, like the delta is so upside down. So they're really trying to incentivize longs right now because most of the long liquidity has been taken out.
It's looking sexy, bro. So we got, yeah, looking better. Yeah, great. Ultra. I don't know what Ultra's up to. I think, again, it's an investment of mine. Let's have a look at the price. It's just nuking, basically. It's actually making lows foreseen at the very beginning of time. But again, it needs to get above this trend line really to have any good conviction for upside. But again, it's just a long-term investment for me. I've been invested in them since the beginning. If they can realize their vision as a company, they'll do well. But yeah, you never know the timing with investments. You just get in, hold it, and then wait until it realizes its vision. If it doesn't, fine. Failed investment, essentially. But I think it will do well. I'm still holding on. I'm still holding on to all of my Ultra. I've never sold any. I've only ever bought Ultra. These levels as well is a very good time to accumulate if you're looking for that long-term investment proposition, in my opinion. Have great alts bottomed yet? Not sure. I'll go into Ethereum in a second. Why is BTC falling? Why is BTCD falling? Sorry. Well, the dominance is falling because obviously the price action is going down very fast, faster than other stuff in the market. So altcoins and shitcoins and shitties are all falling, but Bitcoin's falling faster. The dominance goes down.
Yeah.
We've got here.
People are also switching into stablecoins as well. So if you look at like stablecoin dominance right now, I've got USDT and USDC. That's skyrocketing, like absolutely slamming it to the upside right now.
Everyone's going.
And that just means the market's getting flushed out. So everyone's either being liquidated and forced back into stablecoins, or they're panic exiting, which is good. We want this thing to just go parabolically up, and then once there's a parabolic break on stablecoin dominance, usually means you're at least good for a bounce.
Carl wrote, "Yas, I'm on my way." His girlfriend. I knew it. I knew it, man. These hoes, man. Going on your computer, sending me a message, saying, "Am I single?" I say yes, and then she says she's on her way. You got to drop this one, dude. Drop it and see it on the flippers. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's made of magma lava. Magma? Viking, are you aware of the failure to delivers on GME? I fully appreciate you guys are just looking at TA. I promise you watch his YouTube vid by Biggie titled 20. Doesn't even matter. Like, the whole thing's not about the fundamentals anyway. It's all about just price action. So
Yeah.
obviously there's shit company.
Yeah, obviously GameStop is like the blockbuster of games, right?
Yeah, it's a
Like
shit.
the biggest the biggest thing is like what they found they could do. Like if you haven't watched like Dumb Money, that movie, it's hilarious, it's awesome, it's a lot of fun. But that's effectively what they saw was an ability to create a massive short squeeze on something that obviously is going to zero eventually. Well, I mean, maybe not. I hope it actually turned around. I like GameStop, but at the same time, um,
Let's have a look at
you
Mars
can't.
4.
It doesn't really matter what's happening with these type of like reports and earnings, all these things. Like it doesn't actually matter. Like what happens on chart is something that you can quantify. What happens like external from that is just it doesn't it doesn't turn into a buy or a sell or a long or a short. That's the biggest issue, is that if information, this is the way I process financial information. If it doesn't help me decide directly on a position, then it's noise. That's
Trio
all
and
it is.
SMT. Trio and SMT are good ones. Yeah, Mars 4, again, long-term investment. It's just a game I've invested in. Near Protocol I've invested in. So I invested in Near Protocol. I invested in Mars 4. Trio and SMT, again, I am invested in. I think SMT's, you know, had a nice move. Yeah, it's just basically we're just seeing the big initial first move and then the nukes off that. And then we'll see how they do. Guys, you got to remember, like, long-term investing is a different game to trading. I've made a lot of money from long-term investing, for sure. But it's a higher long-term time horizon. So like I'm not looking at the day-to-day price action. I'm just looking at like what's the team, what's the earnings, how much money do they have in their treasury, what's their roadmap look like, who is coming on, like what kind of partnerships do they have, all that kind of stuff is long-term investing. And that can happen, you know, you can have a company which just gets better funding, more investment, better team members. It starts having more profitable business ventures. It has a better token dynamic, has better tokenomics. It suddenly has an amazing breakthrough with the narrative, but the price still doesn't move. But you just wait for long enough for your investment to then come around when you're sleeping one day. The company does well in terms of the investment proposition of the token, and all you're trying to do is just look for supply and demand. Because whether the company has a new team leader doesn't mean that the price goes up with the token, because it's about supply and demand. Because they're essentially what tokens are in this crypto space is they act like commodities and stocks at the same time. And commodities are driven by supply and demand only. So you have to remember that. And with stocks, they're not as much dependent on supply and demand, because the supply and demand is controlled by the company and all that kind of other, you know, buyback stocking and repurposing stock and creating new stock, etc. And then with the stock market, essentially just looking at PE ratios, making sure the company's sound. Is it regulated? Does it have good fucking company members who are not going to run away? Does it have a good broad money making scheme? Is it profitable? You know, are the people in this company going to stick around, and is the industry going to stick around? Wow, why do you broke up? Motherfuckers probably. Fucking, I can't really explain the story. It's absolutely insanity, the whole thing, but I'll maybe explain it another day. It was a combination of, she basically accused me of cheating. Accused me of cheating when I didn't cheat, by the way. I'm a good guy. I didn't cheat. But accusation of cheating, which led to a whole other ramble of events, led to many big arguments, and essentially, yeah, it's just too hectic, the whole thing. It's just too mental to be constantly under pressure all the time for essentially not being faithful, when I'm not an unfaithful person in any way. It's just it was a good relationship, but it was a toxic relationship in terms of the trust factor. No trust in terms of what I was doing, you know, when I went out of the house, kind of thing. So it was difficult, but it was it's for the best overall, just because of the nature of, you know, like, you can't live in a perpetual state of jealousy, essentially, or non-trust. And then I basically just said, look, I just basically said, get the fuck out, and then she did, and then that was it, really. Just big argument, stupid shit. And then that's the thing about life, legends. You can be going in one direction, and then suddenly, boom, you can go in another. That's the key of life. You can literally be going down one road, and then suddenly in a day you can go down a fucking completely different road. Like, I could have ended up marrying this girl, had children. There is another reality out there where I married her and had kids, and then boom, fucking, she accuses me of cheating. I tell her to get the fuck out because it's ridiculous, and then now I'm going on a whole. There'll be another woman in the future who I'll probably have kids, and there could have been a fucking human being from that, but then it's like now it's going another way. So it's absolutely mental, the whole thing. But it goes to show, like, it basically goes to show that you should, you know, cherish the things you want, and you should fight for the things that are important. But if something that small can happen, and then the person who accused you of something doesn't then want to fight for the relationship, it just shows that it's not worth it. Because, like, if you can't fight for the relationship, and then just, like, you thinking that let's just say this. Imagine if someone came up to you and they thought that you cheated with no evidence, and then you had an argument about it, and then you broke up, and then they just never even tried to come back. Like, that's not love. That's not fighting for something. There's not a big enough fucking reason to break up over an accusation. Like, if I generally cheated on her, fine, fucking hell. Like, if any, like, generally cheating's fine, legends. Like, I've never actually even been cheated on, I don't think, by any relationship. I've always left, or something's happened, or they've thought I was cheating. But, like, if I generally cheated, fine. Fucking hell. But to do all of that on the premise of an accusation, which was no proof and I didn't do it, it was to do with me smelling like perfume. Fucking ridiculous. For the other person who made the accusation should come back and say, look, I made a mistake. Fucking hell. I know you didn't cheat. I was just over the top. But if they don't even try and get you back, then they didn't even try and fight for the relationship. So then you actually know, fuck that. Like, if it can all go to zero on an accusation, then imagine if we had kids and a family and a whole fucking, like, a whole thing. And then imagine if you accused me of cheating when we had, like, 4 kids or something, and then just, like, left and didn't come back. It's just mental. Like, honestly, I don't know whether it's just, like, women in general, but, like, bruv, like, that is irrational shit. Anyway, I'm banging on. But you know what I'm saying, Chris? Like,
I mean,
it's like,
you either have trust or you don't, man.
It's like you can't
together for 7-8 years almost.
You can tell with people, like, if the reason wasn't valid for the breakup, and it was just a bit of a crazy argument. I told her to get the fuck out. We were just having a massive argument of heated debate, and I was like, I didn't fucking cheat on you, because I was chill at the start. I was like, yo, didn't do it. Like, I literally didn't do it. But she didn't even realize that I was telling the truth. That was the issue. So I was like, I didn't fucking do anything. I don't know why it smells like this. I don't know what happened. I got in a lift with some people, like, fuck knows. I don't know what the fuck happened. But, like, obviously, anyone's going to get angry about their partner accusing them of cheating when they haven't cheated. It's just annoying. And I was fucking calm for long enough, but it's just constantly pushing, trying to say that something that I didn't do. And it's just difficult to take that on for a long period of time. It's like just annoying and nagging. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just fucking annoying. It's like, I didn't do it. Just chill. And then, then it turned into a big argument, basically. But if they then go, and then you didn't do it, and then they never even try and make up the relationship again, they just leave, and that's it. Then it's just like, well, you didn't even fight for it anyway. Like, fuck that. I'm not fucking bored. I need a new, nice fucking chica in my life who's just going to be not accusing me of cheating the whole time.
Yeah.
You can't live. Honestly, that's the one thing you got to get down, is just trust in relationships. If you haven't got trust, don't fucking bother, because you can do everything in the whole world to make these women happy, or you can do anything in the whole world to try and make things right. But if they don't trust you, they just will not believe you in any regard. You can say whatever you want. You can do everything under the sun, but they'll just be like, no, you cheated on me. And she still thinks I cheated on her. I didn't even fucking do it. It's absolutely mental, legends. So you got to make sure these chicks are just like, I don't know if it's all chicks watching this or all guys watching this. It's probably mainly dudes watching this, but, like, it's got to make sure you can have trust. And, like, it was constant anyway. I would make a fucking joke with a waiter, and it would be a problem. Do you know what I mean? I'll make a joke with a female waiter, and it would be, like, a big problem. I'm like, what are you on about? I just made a joke. Like, no, but you're just trying to get attention. It's like, but it's, you know, like, it's all about attention and me wanting to be with other chicks, and I was cheating on the whole time. But, like, I was saying, like, what the fuck? Like, regardless if it was a male or a female, I still wouldn't have made the joke. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't because she was a female I made the joke. I just made a joke because I'm a jokey dude. I like attention from everybody. Like, just fun games. Like, walk into the fucking restaurant, make a joke about something. It's not like... The problem is, if you ever got a woman who trusts you, they'll just use that against you. Like, oh, but you tried to flirt with her. It's like, no, I didn't. I just made a joke. Like, generally speaking, like I would make a joke to anyone. But we're getting into relationship shit now. We should be looking at the charts.
Yes. Yes. God, they're still going for it, too.
Here we go. Yeah, my ex broke up because I slept with her sis. Yeah, well, that's cool,
that's
man.
on you, bud.
That's cool, bro. That's cool. Like, you know,
that's not cool. But
if you sleep with her
totally
sister, then you gotta go, and like that's mad. But in my case, I didn't do anything like that. I don't cheat on women. Like, if I'm with a girl, I want to be with one beautiful, amazing woman, and that's it. I don't really want to cheat. Like, it's not really my thing. A lot of dudes have this thing where they're like, yes, like I should be able to go out and just bang loads of chicks and bang loads of women and do whatever I want and all these things. And I understand the appeal to that, because one night stands aren't love. They're just getting your dick wet because you're fucking, you know, going crazy. You're having a party. You met a random chick and you just want to bang. Like, we all feel that kind of shit. But once you have a good chick who's in your life, it's not like the go-to thing. I'll just go out with my boys, party, and just chill. And if it comes around, it comes around. Like, fuck it. Like, it doesn't even matter. It's not even cheating because you're not providing. Like, if I went around giving women if I was with a girl and then I was like paying other chicks rent and paying for all their shit and protecting them and making sure they're safe, that's worse than me having sex with them anyway. That will piss them off more because I'm providing for them. It's the provision which is important for women. Like, they want to feel like they're like special and provided for. But like with this whole scenario, it's just if you sleep with your sister, it's fine. But anyway, I know where I'm going with this. If you sleep with her, if you generally cheat, then it's cool. They can break up with you. And some women, you'll go bang a chick and they'll just stay with you anyway because they're just like, I can't be asked with, like, you know, he's still a good dude. They'll just take it as a con. You know, they'll just be like, oh, he was drunk, he was out, he banged a chick, it didn't mean anything. I'll stay with him anyway because he's still a good guy. I still love him. Whatever it is, like, women do that more than men. The vice versa is much more difficult for a man to take. A woman going out and banging another dude is more difficult for a man to take, and we all know this as men. It's just like, you know,
okay, well, let's get back on the Bitcoin because this is just going down a rabbit hole of nonsense.
Are you saying what I'm saying is nonsense, bro?
No, I'm saying that it doesn't matter. We want to.
Well, you can leave the fucking stream then, bruv. No, I'm enjoying. I'm just answering questions, bro. Like, at the end of the day, they're asking me. Like, I broke up with my ex-girlfriend, 19 months last week. Not easy, but it's simple things that can cause disappointment, problem. They're asking me the questions, but my point is this: is like, you gotta find a good chick who trusts you. Make sure they're good. Don't fucking. They can, you know, whatever their parameters are, what in the relationship is for you. Like, if they want you not to go out and stuff, but there needs to be a level where you can be trusted. Otherwise, it's fucked. People should treat relationships like traders. Out of the losers and let the winners run. It is true. You can take a lot of parallels, bro. You can take a lot of parallels from trading.
I think we're getting close to something here. We're divergent as fuck on like everything from the 1 hourly down.
Getting a little bit of something on this level. This is the wick of this level here. Yeah, it's coming close. We're going to get the auto charting tools load up on it as well. Charles, you did the right thing. You should maximize your happiness thinking long term. I would say if you marry a girl from your same culture, even if it's boring, it is way easier to make it work for. Yeah, maybe. You know, I agree and disagree. The thing is about like fucking just relationships. You just don't know. Like, you just don't know if you're actually going to love them or not. Like, the love is a different feeling. It's like a thing which comes out of mystical places. So you might meet a chick and she might not even speak English. You just love her. It's just mad. Like, you don't decide. Essentially, a lot of the time with like actual love,
no,
you don't decide.
You definitely don't decide. It either, like, that's the one thing that the weird thing about it all. Like, you don't choose who you love. You can't.
Yeah, they essentially it just happens. That's the annoying thing about relationships sometimes, because you might not even want to love them, but you do, and then it doesn't work out, and it's like, oh fuck. But like, you just have to be strong and say, look, fuck it, like it's not good for me. There's a million other people in the world. It'll happen again. And falling in love isn't hard. It's not. It can happen multiple times. It's easier when you're young. Like, if you meet someone when you're young, it's easier to fall in love with them for sure. Like, we all know that from like high school fucking shit and stuff. Like, but in terms of, you don't choose, it just happens. And you're like, oh, and then you just have this kind of like feeling of just like, that's the one. But yeah, you can't. Just, you know, you can't.
Expensive though. Holy fuck, man.
Bro, make a trip to Colombia. Yeah, I will, dude. We're just chatting breeze. And fucking Viking is saying that I'm talking nonsense when I'm opening my heart to my community. Life is short. Don't waste time on people not worth yours, of course, man. You just got to move on, legends. Fuck it. Move on. Be strong. Find other people. It will happen again. Everyone's talking about relationships. No one even cares about the charts. My first wife was an uphill struggle. Was because she was fat or because she was fucking annoying? Which one? And an emotional roller coaster. Yeah, you gotta be so careful, bro. They'll just fuck you up. Like, as men, we're honest. We just want things simple. But women will put you through emotional roller coasters. What you have to do essentially is just have rituals, set things up, and just essentially just not have boundaries. Like, look, I just don't accept this, and if you're gonna do it, I'm gonna go and just leave. It can be hard if you love them, but you just gotta do it. I did it the first time with other I've done it before. I've done it every single relationship. I've just left. And with this, the one I had last time, I did go back to her a few times because I broke up with her once before I went to the war. I broke up with the very first time when I left Ukraine. Then she broke up with me, went to Thailand because she was pissed off that I was with my mates. And we broken up with each other and got back with each other before. But that was the only time I've ever done that, because every single time I've broken up with a woman, I've just never gone back. I just don't want to know about it. I'm just like, look, bang, I'm moving on. Fuck it. You're going to be with some other dude anyway, and I don't want to be sloppy fucking seconds or whatever. Like, I'll just move on, meet a new chick. With my ex, that was the first time I did it. But overall, generally speaking, if it's difficult, just, you got to move on, because like, you can do everything which is right to try and make it back and make it right. But if they don't fight for it themselves, then fuck off. Like, that's the thing about it. Like, if you're prepared to fight for the relationship, even if you're not in the wrong, and they're not prepared to fight for it, then you have to leave. And at the end of the day, that's the signal. When I leave the chick and I don't fight for it back, that's the signal to her to say, okay, it's over. Because I'm not going back. It's not worth my fucking time. You know, it gets to a point where it's more worth. It gets to a point, relationships, where it's more worth just going and doing your own thing and finding a new chick than it is worth trying to get them back. And there's a line, and that line happens at some point. You go, bye. It's not going to work. We're not going to be together. I can't be fucking bothered. We're just getting into relationship shit.
Yeah, and don't date redheads.
Don't date redheads. Don't, like, I would say Ukrainians are good. I would say I like Eastern Bloc chicks are good. Russian chicks are good. Like, I like English girls as well, Americans, but they're can be fucking a bit annoying. But overall, just yeah, like if you've done nothing wrong and something's happened, don't, like, there's no point trying to chase it. Just tell them to get the fuck out, move on, and move the fuck out, and that's it. And if they don't then try and come back to you to then fight for the relationship themselves, then that's it. That's the signal. What's the point? You don't even give a fuck. I think it was actually that guy from The Matrix who said something about this. You know, he did like a video and he said, like, someone was like, yeah, I don't fight in my relationship. I just love in it. And he was like, well, you obviously do fight, because if you have true love, you would fight for it. And then she was like, oh my God, like, you're so spiritual. But it's the truth. If you don't, if you're done wrong in a relationship or a scenario and they don't fight for it back or at all, just leave. There's no fucking point. Eastern Bloc chicks, yeah. The best in the world, yeah.
No, you just gotta get, like, good values. If they come from a good family, like, and that's a thing too. Like, you don't think about that long term, but when you marry someone, you marry their family too. It's a big deal.
Yeah, also, if they haven't got, well, they say if they haven't got a good relationship with their father early on, it's not a good sign.
Yeah, that's not a good sign.
Because then they don't try. I honestly think my ex was like that, to be honest, because her parents got divorced and shit. So, I don't actually know the full story, but that's what happened, I think. And, like, that's why she just never trusted me. And, like, if you're gonna fucking accuse me of cheating and call me a liar and all this horrible shit, you're lying, you're a cheat, you're all this kind of fucking shit. And then I say, get the fuck out. And then you never try and fight for me back. that's not going to happen, bruv. And also, you were fucked up from this other shit which happened with the whole. I think if you get like a. I think the reason women have bad trust is if they have like a bad father figure because they just don't trust men inherently or something. I don't know if it's exactly true. I'm not a psychiatrist or anything, but that might be a synergy between the two. And it's always like also as well. You got to remember, like it's always like the fucking. Oh wait, what happened there? It's always a lot of the time what happens is the dude they get divorced, the woman and the man, and the man like wants to move on, but the woman like will just complain about it to the kids loads, and then if they get divorced at a young age and then the woman's complaining about the husband a lot, I think it can affect like young children in terms of like if the woman's always just saying, oh, he's horrible, he's that, he's this, it can kind of like scar the young child's like the young girl's like thought on what men are, and then have less trust because it's just always been bad shit. So divorces are never good, obviously, but like we'll see. You just can't get divorced. Like if you're gonna get married, that's it. It has to actually be like that because otherwise you're gonna fuck up not just your life and your relationship, you fuck up your kids as well. That's why I'm kind of happy that I broke up with my ex now, because if that that could have happened when I was married with 2 other kids. And then the kids will be fucking brought into it for no reason just because, oh, I thought you cheated on me, so now I'm breaking up. Like, fuck that. That's like disrespect to like the kids, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm lucky I never had to deal with that. Oh.
I've had 2-3 relationships which are two important ones that I both broke up from. Because eventually, one of them I generally was just partying and cheating. Like, generally speaking, just like meeting other chicks, partying with other girls, like not seeing her and shit. That's fine. And then the other one was younger, which was kind of the same thing, just festivals and shit. And then Dashka was the last one, which was I didn't even want to break up with her. She just broke up with me because she thought I cheated on her when I didn't, which is mental. First time. Mate,
Yeah,
sometimes I feel like I'm on fire with the jokes, but recently it's been a real skid. What do you do about that? What, mate? Sometimes I feel like I'm on a fire with the jokes. Oh, you're talking about chicks. Damn, just found my box of tissues when Viking killed the vibe. What did this guy say? He wants to have some banter. Like the key, like to having, because I obviously have. I'm not gonna lie, guys. This is the truth. I have like hundreds of women message me like every single day on my Instagram. It's probably not 100 a day actually. It's probably 10 different chicks a day will message me, and that's rare in terms of women reaching out, just because of obviously the online presence and all the fucking shit. But the way to be is just to kind of be indifferent and just be yourself and be confident, really, and just have jokes, but don't make them like gay little jokes. Just have fun jokes about like, make fun of them, not in a horrible way. Have funny jokes that kind of are almost outwards facing at the world and making fun of things, making fun of the world, making fun of like what the situation, don't be too direct, and don't make like, there's like different types of jokes you can make. Like you don't really make those kind of like standard like one-liner kind of jokes where it's like knock knock, who's there, or like what did the man say to the cupboard. It's just like, don't do any of those fuckers. It's just nah. Just it's about like make a joke about a video or something on their Instagram, and be direct. Have fucking purpose. Don't just be like, hi, how's your day? Be direct. Be like, what are you up to? Let's do something. Like, let's meet up. Let's fucking come out to wherever I live. We're doing a bit of a relationship coaching, aren't we now, Christopher? You enjoying it, mate? With all of your cheekers on your arms, on the big gustling arms in the fields. That's what you do in the fields, bro. I know what you do. I know what you do, man. What? You've got your wife, you've got your kid, you're in this shack, and then you just go out into fucking Stockholm, Sweden, and just desecrate the competition with the cheekers.
Oh, I don't even think I could live in a city for more than like 2 or 3 days. I'm so grossed out by it. Like, I generally dislike being around people. Like, I live in the woods. I can yell and scream at the top of my lungs, butt-ass naked, and nobody can hear me. It's wonderful. It is so nice. I go outside, I don't hear any noise. It's like the most calm and peaceful I've been in years, living out here in the middle of nowhere. Would not trade it for the world.
Nice Gary Bugler. Bugler? Bugler? Where'd you go? Sounds like a serial killer setup.
I hope so. I literally have dreams hoping someone tries to break into my house at night. Like that. Oh my God, that would be so much fun. Oh,
Max is going full simp. Cheers, bro. I don't think you know what the fucking definition of simp is, though. It's definitely not what's going on here. I'm just being open about general shit and not trying to just like tell lies like most of these fucking relationship gurus on the internet who are like, you must be like this and you must be stoic and you must not speak and you must be this and you must have confidence. It's like, you know what? All of that shit is for people who don't have a character. Like, if you don't have a character and you're a bit of a fucking soy boy and you haven't really got a direction or confidence, then yeah, like pretend to do all these things, which you do, right? But if you actually have like a sense of humor and a character and a personality, just be that. Like, just be that. Don't try and suddenly now be like, I'm stoic. I go to the gym. I don't let them finish their sentence. I dictate the fucking way to the date. You do this. You speak. It's like all that shit, bro. Like, yeah, if you're a fucking nobody and you have no actual personality, then do those things. But if you have a personality and you have a character and you're a genuine person who laughs at certain things and you like things which are funny or whatever it is, be you, bruv. It's so I you know these videos you see on the internet, like I think Tate's one of the worst. I actually don't mind a lot of Tate's content, but like some of it is just so bad for young people, and I see the problems what young people have now, where it's like they essentially see, because obviously Andrew Tate is a certain type of person, and who he is fits him quite well. You know, like this kind of boxer, well, kickboxer in the gym, macho dude, fucking confident, whatever he is, right? And that is him, and he does well. And also, the chicks he pulls aren't even that hot. Do you know what I mean? Like, he doesn't even have that, like, hotter chicks. Do you know what I mean? Like, the chicks he are, like, the kind of, like, the level down. They're, like, hot but stupid, right? That's the kind of chick he pulls. He's not getting the top-tier intelligent chicks who are actually hot and intelligent and nice. That's not happening. He's just got these, like, middle ground, like, they're hot, but they're stupid, right? If you really want to get to the top-tier chicks, you have to bring more to the table than just pretending to be this macho, strong, stoic, confident man. You have to have more than that. You have to be a real person. You have to have a personality, be funny, witty, assertive, and be yourself. You have to have like banter. You have to have a character. Like the hottest chicks in the world are not just going to be with you because you're stoic and rich. Like, go fuck yourself. Like, it's like I'm talking hot. I'm talking like the best chicks in the world. If you're going to be one of those chicks, they got every fucking dude who's like that. Like, yeah, look at my car and look at my stoic.
You got to work on your. I mean, the big thing is you got to work on your.
Just be a person. Like, yeah, just be a real fucking person. Travel, see shit, have funny jokes, be a legend.
Don't even focus on like picking up chicks and
yeah,
like,
don't even focus on it.
To bars,
I actually agree with that.
Festivals, like no, just like continuously improve yourself, and the right one will find you.
This guy said, "Can you chart? Can you chart your feelings for us?" Yeah, let's do it.
Got a nice little bounce move. Nice little regain of 60.1.
That's what we want.
Getting a rejection back now. Projecting the resistance really nicely. Currently, the local one. The regain that starts to matter would be getting back above like
right in the chat, legends. Questions, but trading questions. Let's go. We're gonna do a few more. I'm just gonna sit here for like another hour and a half. Like, let's just go. Let's just see what happens. I need to order some food though, so Chris, I might jump you in a second.
Yeah.
Improve your skill tree. Yeah, and also just remember that you can be the richest motherfucker with 1 million skills and 1 million companies, and that's only 5% of getting with hot chicks. You know, you can be all those things and still not get hot chicks. You can be Jeff Bezos and get divorced by a disgusting wife and have nothing. So, like, it's not really about that. I had no money, nothing going for me, and I was fucking pulling hot chicks all the way through uni, all the way through my fucking early 20s without anything, really. You don't need all that shit. That's just a bonus if you are a legend and you have money.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, if you have a lot of money, a lot of bad, you'll very quickly realize that a lot of people surrounding you are not your friends. They just are there for what they can get out of you, and not to be actually friends with you.
Yeah,
So
of course.
if you meet people and you do have money, don't tell people you have money. Don't. I
No,
like
no, tell
you
them.
don't.
No, tell them. Tell them I'm rich as fuck, and
Nah,
then see what they do. That's
nah.
what I always do. I don't hide it. I don't say to them specifically I'm rich as fuck or anything like that. Like nothing. But like the thing is about it's a great test, and you said it yourself perfectly. You know who your real friends are if they can
Yeah.
still be your friend if you're rich. Like, I have lots of friends who I've been friends with for many years, and nothing's even changed. Like they don't even look at me as a different human being or any single way by the amount of money I've made. I was always going to make loads of money if I just consistently did the same thing over and over again in trading and investing. So like it was just a byproduct of consistency. But like yeah, no, you should not. I don't think don't not tell anyone, and then you can see exactly who's going to be a friend or not. Because if it just turns them off, like, oh, you're rich, or and if they start warming up to you more, like we have intuition. It's like, okay, now I've told you, like, you're being a dick to me, and then I've told you I'm a millionaire. Now you'll be nice. Okay, bye. Anyway, it's not even like
Apparently
that.
Trump is in talks to potentially speak at the Bitcoin convention in July.
Mate, that would be so
Oh,
sick.
it's so awesome.
Yeah, let's go, Trumpy. Let's go,
Like I think
Trumpy.
I stay out of politics. I don't care. I think it's all the uniparty driving us to the edge. But god damn, man, I'm just rooting that someone steps in and goes like, let's fucking not, like, with all this goddamn like potential for war shit. Like I just no, I'm good. Let's not do that. War's a fucking shitty thing. Let's not do that, please.
These guys are just continuing the chick stories. We should just turn it into MDX chicks, MDX cheekers. I have this story of a chick I liked a lot that some friends told me they saw her at a party with her acquaintance, with an ex acquaintance. Well, I believed them and I told her this. Bruv. Okay, let's keep going, mate. Max is the best. Cracks me up. Thanks, Golden God. Appreciate your kind comment. She said they were just clarifying things. Like, they were nothing anymore. And I got her hurt. What? And I got her hurt because I believed she cheated. After that, she said the trust was broken. True. And it will be better. Interesting.
When do you? Oh, I was reading something. Carl asked, "When do you think
Wait,
retail entered the market? Retail's in the market, dude. Retail is the reason why we're getting wrecked right
All
now.
right, 2 seconds.
Because the plebs
My
keep trying to
doorbell's going
long.
again. 1 sec.
No worries. Yeah. No, so it was 100%, dude. Like retail, like this is very typical that there's a lot of FOMO. Everyone's getting in. Oh, we're at 60K. Oh, we're at new all-time highs. I need to get it now before we go to 100K. Everybody does the same thing. Get overly zealous. Oh, we have to go up. I'm all my alt bags, blah blah blah. And I mean, realistically, the come on, like the last 2 months with like soul shit coins and pump and dumps and scams and everything, and retail's getting nuked on trying to long into a downtrend. So yeah, retail's just being punished. That's exactly what's going on right now. 100%. So if you want to get retail back in the game, you have to get them completely back out of it. So when you think about that in terms of the market movement, the idea is to psychologically destroy people. Like that's why we have these like grindy off a cliff nastiness, and people keep trying to long, keep trying to long, keep trying, and eventually they go broke and exit the market, or they give up and try to short. And like that's the outcome that you want to get. Complete psychological destruction of like buyers and long traders, bulls. Once you achieve that, then you go into periods of trying to dupe them into shorting, into an uptrend. But usually after you destroy them and you come into a downtrend, you need some period of accumulation, reestablishing levels of demand effectively. But like I said, even now, I mean, what we dip below 60K, we're back above it. There's some potential daily closes here that start getting really interesting if we do have any type of buyback by end of day. Like if we get back above 61.6, there's a potential bounce, but that's really it. And everyone's looking at this high time frame trend thing, and everyone's getting really psyched out. So the nice thing is that if we do actually something actually changes and we actually start regaining levels and creating higher lows and higher highs, the likelihood of us continuing is actually not terrible because people will continue to try to short. And that's what you have to do, is that everyone gets all, oh, we're back up at all-time highs, we're going great. All of May is awesome. Beginning of June was awesome, and then all of a sudden we start nuking and losing levels, and all of a sudden people are panicking. Like, they haven't given up yet. That's why the long short ratio for Binance is like 75% friggin' long, because everyone's just on a hope and a prayer longing into a downtrend. That's it. So once you break them, you break the people trying to long. Effectively, what's the next move? Well, no one's trying to long this. All the retail's been taken out. Well, you get them trying to short it. So then you create some price action structure that looks attractive.
I just got a freaking another noise complaint for just talking, apparently. Apparently I'm like, what? I'm not even shouting. Mental.
They're trying to get you out of the building, man.
No, they're not trying to get... It's not possible. You can't get thrown out with a noise complaint here. But it's very strange that I keep getting it, and I'm only talking. Like, what the fuck? I'm gonna have to get this room soundproofed. The office needs to be soundproofed so I can just scream and shout.
Yeah, probably not a bad idea.
I think we need a really strong trap. What about a weekly close below 58? Then a range at 55. Yeah, anything can happen. I'm just saying there's a buy where we're at about now, and then there's a buy at 57, and then 52, and then 48 and 42. Those are the buy zones.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it from a weekly perspective, right? I mean, what's the level you don't want to close underneath? You don't want to close underneath previous weekly closes, especially when that close, the one from the 13th of May, that weekly open at 61.4, gave us a massive bullish engulfing weekly candle. So we said right there, declared loudly, we invalidate all the downside locally, and we have now reestablished demand at 61.4 and below. So we'll see by end of week. That's all we can really do. But this we're on week 3 of a pretty strong downtrend, and that's the reality of it. It's not nothing. You can't. There's no reason to fight it. Like, everybody gets mad. Like, oh, the market. Like, I was watching. I forgot who the streamers were, but they were pretty big group, young guys, and they were just like, yeah, it's like, we're not wrong. The market's wrong. And I'm like, that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. The market is always right. And once you realize, like, all the hopes and dreams of, oh, we just need to gain that and go higher. Oh, we're actually losing and failing and going lower. Just very simple. Just invert the chart. Does anything here in the last week look like something to short? No, because there isn't.
We're in Dubai. I'm in the Burj Khalifa. Also, candles are getting bigger. Yeah, for me, the weeklies are important. The weeklies come in here, but this level here is super crucial. We're getting low. But it's, again, we haven't lost it decisively yet on a daily, so... And this is actually looking at the daily, so it's, if we hold up here, then come back up into this, and, it could just be back up to the highs again. But, it's one of those ones where you don't want to bet against it at this point. The short was at the devil level that we said. You could have continued the trend, and now looking for a buy against it. And then if it comes up like this, you can take a short here. So it's a buy and then a sell, and then you could get another continuation. But it's getting exponential at the moment, so it's falling faster and faster, which is
parabolically down.
Yes, parabolica. But we'll see what happens. We're going to see if we hold this level. We're going to watch it play out. A bit of a watch party going on here. We'll just answer questions as it goes. We'll just answer lots of questions. Actually, we're getting into like prime time UK time now, because earlier when we started streaming, it was quite early. But now it's like, well, it's like 7:45 UK, which is when we usually stream. Well, 45 minutes into a normal stream. Oh, retweet. It's all fucking over. We got Pete running around getting mental. This is my boy Petey packing his bags. He got wrecked. This was a funny day. I'm retweeting that again. Record. Yeah, we'll see if we hold up. But yeah, Chris, you don't have to hang around if you don't want, mate. I'm going to carry on for a bit longer. I'm going to order some food, actually.
No worries.
You
Yeah,
chilling,
I think I'm
yeah?
gonna bounce. I need to eat something too. Need to eat something too. But oh, we got some bullish volume stepping in here. Nice, nice,
Let's have a
nice.
look. Ooh, yummy.
It's pretty, and the longs are in position with the current structure. That's good. Finally, goodness. Let me just check perpetuals. Mm,
Let's see if we
yes.
hold up, baby.
Yeah. So we've got some, and we've got they're pulling off the shorts as well. So let's see if we can actually create some grindy structure and start trapping shorts. Maybe might be a squeeze. It looks okay right now in the lower time frames. Like we're trying to find some type of bottoming structure, but it's super bullishly divergent on like everything from the 1 hour down. I said that an hour ago.
Ask
Shit.
your questions in the chat, legends. We're gonna just watch this, see what happens, and then ask questions. What's the rent
Yeah,
on
and
your
it's got the
digs
lick
per
grab.
month? Guess. All right, guys. Guess in the chat right now. I don't pay per month. Because I paid up front for several years to get a lower price. But if you wanted to rent this place per month, I know what it would be. In the chat, tell me what you think it would be. Actually, you don't even know what the size is. So this is a 1-bedroom apartment in the Burj Khalifa. So it's just 1 bedroom. It's not I don't need anything massive. Actually, it's more like the office. I'm gonna get a villa somewhere else, which is more like, livable in terms of long-term living, because you can't really live in the Burj Khalifa. You can, but it's just not very kind of like outdoors friendly, which is obvious. It's in the tallest building in the world, but like it's yeah, it's a good place. It's I like it. It's more of an office that I'm gonna look at, and then I have a villa in another place, and then use this as kind of a base. It's very secure up here, obviously. 0.2 BTC. That guy's a legend. Everything in BTC per month.
Right, it's the right way to think about it. I mean, I don't know. It's just in the last year I've become way more of a maxi myself, getting into Lightning and all the cool little shit being done on Noster and being able to do Lightning nodes and stuff like that.
You can't not
Fucking,
be a maxi, bro.
but it's like the coolest shit. Like I had two of my friends who live near me. One guy's lives about 5 kilometers away on an island. They actually sent Bitcoin Lightning to each other using radio.
What the fuck? Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's awesome. Like you don't need internet.
People seem to forget that we had the same thing happen in 2020. If it wasn't till
Yeah,
21, we actually hit the top. I remember, yeah, but that's just one example, one scenario. Like you can't go by, oh, the last cycle did this, so it happened this time. It's one, like there's millions, if not trillions, of different things that can happen in different ways, and patterns can be similar but not the same. And there's no, just because it happened similar the last time doesn't mean it happened this time. I think you have to go, if you're going to trade these markets, you got to go day by day, week by week, month by month. And if you're scalping on the lower time frames, you can. But it's like we just got to look at the levels, guys, and just buy and sell them regardless. We don't know what's going to happen in the future. We can give our hunches, like I said very clearly, that I think Bitcoin's at a higher price point. At the start of last year, I said I think we're going to go up to 45, see resistance, and continue. If we have a good dynamic with the BTC treasuries, which we do, this was at, I don't know, 5%, 6% start of last year. So it's a lot of institutional grade investment as well, which is good to see. So we got 20K, 20,000, 2,000 a month. Yeah, for a 1-bedroom in the Burj Khalifa on like the 70th floor, it's about 7,000 a month. And then if you want to get a 2-bedroom, it's 14,000 a month. And if you want to get a 3-bed, it's about 20,000 a month. If I buy MDX Algo, will I be rich like you? Well, you're definitely, yeah. You're going to increase the probability significantly, because most people will never become rich out of trading. The probability is against you, but with MDX Algo, you're going to considerably increase your chance of becoming rich. And we have a lot of people who've done it extremely well. You still have to put the work in. It's not like just a rich,
Yeah, there's no easy button in this,
Yeah, you
but
can't
it's
just,
definitely you learn from all of the mistakes that we've all made, and
if you
you
want to
don't have to
automate,
make
you
them.
can make some money, but you can automate, but you need to have some good conviction in your trades where you can increase your size over time and have a good linear increase of your equity and have a good equity curve. That's the only way you're going to get there. But you can automate quite a lot of it, which I've done very well on as well. But I would say there's elements of it which you need to do manual, elements of it needs to be automated, and you can do very well.
Yeah, I think there's a good argument for automating quite a bit. Like I am majority automated because, you know, it's a lot to manage. It really is. So I'd rather have the ability for things to do what I want them to do without me actually physically doing it. It's like I think of it in the terms of, oh, I've got these different bots trading the things I want them to trade the way I want them to trade it, and then I can always just press like the stop button, which is good. Plus, you gotta have redundancies. Like, so I have like a couple like nuke prevention things
Redundancies,
set
my
up.
friend Oruniente.
Yeah.
Redundancies. Do you have any jobs available? No, not really. We are looking for some professional traders to join. We have about 7 or 8 at the moment. A few guys have stopped. We've got about 7 or 8 pros who are in the group, in our VIP group, where you can chat to them and stuff and look at their trades. But we are looking for some new traders to join. So if you're a decent trader, professional trader, profitable trader, etc., you could reach out to us and we could talk about something. But apart from that, we've got all the developers we need. We've got all the marketing guys we need. We've got everything we really need for the business in terms of, we could maybe do with another sales rep, but, we'd have to vet it and make sure it's all good. But, traders. New traders we're looking for, yeah. We've got Kyle. The first questions we would ask if you want to join, the trading team in the professional suite and be a mentor and help out and everything like that would be, what's the length of your trading career? What's your equity curve look like on some accounts? What type of trading is your strength and the curriculum you want to teach? And at the end of the day, some people in the group don't actually trade that much. They just explain stuff. So they explain like indicators. They explain stuff like, what does this terminology mean? Like we can have people like that as well who are just educators. So you have educators and you have like pro traders and you have professionals and stuff like that.
Traders are definitely more preferred. It's like, if you're good enough to do it and be able to teach it, like that's how you know you're really good at something.
Yeah. We have some good educators like we have a few guys in the group who, they're not really there to, they're like, like Eggle and stuff, they're just kind of chilling, just explaining stuff.
Yeah. Still a big help, but
yeah. Can we bounce, please? Up.
I mean, compared to what? Bouncing down?
Yeah, can we bounce, please? And then there was a new sentence, full stop, then up. So I just didn't express the punctuation.
Looks like we're just gonna straight down it right now, bud. There's some
like the
regains that matter are like 61.4. If you can close the daily out above 61.4, I'll be happy. That we could be finding a local bottom for a bounce back up to like 63, 64. But realistically, if you look at like liquidity and stuff like that, short liquidity especially, there's no real major short liquidity to take until you start hitting 64.4, that type of stuff. And then the next move is like 66.8, 67K. But that's,
I'm only saying the long because of
the
level, For everyone who's smashed the green button on the premise of this level, if we can get a bounce off it. We might not get it, it's fine, but we'll see.
Yeah, it's hard to naked long here just because of how strong the down move is. So I would wait for like a more categorical down, like
categorical.
Yeah, like really simple regain of like a May open or like a high time frame open, something that says like we potentially reverse, because right now, you've got local stuff. You've got local things down at like 60K. If we get a bullish test at 60K now, like there could be something that takes us to May, but it's very, very local. And on low time frames, all you're doing is just, if this is the reversal bottom, like that's the liquidity grab before we step off. So now you want a higher low, followed by a higher high, and then a regain. And now you're looking at trend change, low time frame trend change, but still trend change.
You better trend in the change, my friend. You know what I say?
Yes, I do know. Yes. Well, I think I'm gonna pop off and grab a bite.
That's what I'm doing. I'm literally ordering right now. Just stay on. Just talk about your favorite token, SMT, for a bit. That'll get you going.
My favorite token, SMT.
You love
Yeah,
SMT.
I mean,
Like you might as well be joining at the hip with the team.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm still bag holding big time. Obviously, it's been a really strong down move, but the nice thing is that the down move now is just opportunities just to rebuy after we've had that explosive move up. I got lucky and started offloading a good chunk above a dollar. It's the fibs on it are pretty nice too. So anything above $1 all the way up to $1.20, just retest failing, losing the local support as it did 12 days ago. So trying to find some type of structure back to like potentially a 37K yearly open. That's where I'd want to see some type of consolidation. I don't want us to go back to like, obviously you can't go sub 20, otherwise it looks pretty wrecked, but it looks like a lot of people are just exiting, like panic exiting because they're down. And very few people have this as like, no one I know does all in on one bags, because if you all in one bag, you're gonna lose money. But they see something like this that's underperforming, and their immediate reaction is to cut it as it's already lost levels. So one thing I really hardened myself against doing is exiting at a loss or exiting at as the price is moving. So the idea here to mitigate that is very clear. If you've already got a bag from an accumulation, you take profit aggressively no matter what at your levels that you've designated. Because if you're not taking profit on the way up, you're not going to make any money on it, because you're not good enough. No, I'm not good enough. No one is good enough to perfectly time the bottom and perfectly sell the high. That just does not happen. So how do you mitigate that? Like this whole tool, like the ruler, this is the dumbest thing that people do, is they'll say, oh, but I bought here and then I sold it there, but if I would have held it, it would have done a 4x and blah. Like, don't do that. That's you psychologically destroying yourself for future trades. Instead, you say, okay, if it goes to this level, I'm going to sell 10% of my bag. If it goes to that level, I'll sell 20% of my bag. If it goes to that
have
level,
predetermined parameters, and it's easier. Predetermined stuff, and you're not like umming and ahhing over it. And also, you made money. Like the object of the game is not to make money at the start. It's just not to lose money and have enough ammunition to play the trades when you need it the most.
Exactly. And then you can look at the same way on the way down. Oh, we lost levels. Maybe I'll buy 10% back. Oh, we're now at another level down. Oh, I'll buy maybe 20% of my bag back. And what you're doing is that you've made more money on the way up to be able to buy larger positions lower to increase your exposure to something that you're pretty convinced, or at least I'm pretty convinced, that anything that's RWA is going to do well, especially the ones that are already established and already friggin' BaFin licensed. Like that's like a unicorn. Man. Yeah, like that's huge, and people don't realize that. Like they don't look at little things like the legalese right now in Europe with MiCA, and you've got a German-based company that's actually BaFin regulated to do real world assets where they're actually holding the token on one-to-one backing. Like, so you buy Apple, they're holding it on their own system. Like it's incredible, and I don't know. Like everything is going to be on blockchain. Like eventually the NQ, like the NASDAQ, New York Stock Exchange, everything, it's all going to be on the blockchain because it's a simpler, more efficient way to trade stocks.
Oh yeah, baby.
Tokenization shall occur. It is going to occur.
Yeah, we got RWA. It's happening right now. It's all going there. Well, SBX is a very clear story. This was when I was saying here, continuation, break the trend, just does the same thing over and over again. Legends, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to play the old SBX. It just will increase as the dollars are printed. And there will be a pullback at some point, but you don't bet against it yet. It's above the EMA ribbon. Price prediction modeling is going to be continuation, without fail. All of the volume is obviously stacking in the mid zone here, which is fine. It just looks like a very, very standardized chart of just what the SPX has been doing for many, many, many years. And I would say this, what you're really looking for is this level here. Like, yes, you could say something's here as well, like the next high, and you can go even more micro, micro, micro. But what you're really looking for is a scenario if it's going to break down, similar to this. You want to see it come beneath the EMA ribbon, see it as resistance, come up to it for a retest of the lower high. You can draw a fib on it as well. So that'd be the in between the golden pocket. And then that was your signal to say, yeah, we're going lower, and we did go significantly lower. Another example will probably be up here as well. Below the EMA ribbon, bounced up to retest it. You can do a fib on it again from here to here into the golden pocket. Resistance on the fib, on the EMA ribbon. So the first thing, you're not trying to just say, oh, I'm going to short now out of nowhere. Well, the first thing you're waiting for is the break. So you're never going to catch the top 20% if you're a logical trader. So what you're waiting for SPX is you get some sort of break first to prior support, or even here, it might even go a bit lower than that. And then what you're looking for is the retest. If it can't get above the EMA ribbon, which is just an EMA ribbon that I use, it's been very successful, and you wait for it to hit the golden pocket, that could be a very legitimate entry for a short. And yeah, if it continues, fine. You get stopped out at 1%, and then you do it next time. That's if you're looking for this to be a short trade. But the top is not for timing. The trade would be next time on SPX would be if it comes into this pocket, you buy it. So next prior support, you look at that area and you buy it, and then you could just get the continuation. So here's the buy, and then potentially the sell would be if it went to there'd be a sell there for the lower high, etc. But again, it's long until proven otherwise. You don't bet against this kind of stuff. It's, like how many years did it just go up like that for? And you're like, oh, I'm going to short here, oh, I'm going to short here, I'm going to short here, I'm going to short. It just kept getting stopped or break even traded. So like, what's the point? Buy signals there, all the way in. Buy signals there, all the way in. The MDX indicators are, if you think the MDX indicators are good on crypto, just come and use them on fucking traditional. Because you'll be like, oh, okay. It just tells you where it goes. Especially in this, I'm using very, very primitive, simple indicators. You can go down the rabbit hole and really get into the deep dive and all the kind of stuff. And Viking actually does a video like every day about that. Thoughts on DOT? I'm not really a fan of DOT. I never invested in it. It's one of those ones which is it floats about. I know. What? Why is it not working? It floats about. It's a decent project. That's against Ethereum, isn't it? That's against Tether. In terms of the team and everything, they're a decent project fundamentally, but in terms of the price action and, I haven't invested in it, so that's irrelevant. Has been a lower low here as well. It's a little bit, this has got some work to do. Because you are now in a downtrend and you're below the moving averages, you're below all the resistance, you've got some levels of support. The next real buy on this chart, and you don't want to be too frank about it, if it loses this level, it's not really going to stop, guys. I don't think there's much until the lows. I think you come and retest the lows, and that's the next buy trade. Everyone will buy the all-time low. If it goes all the way like that and does that, then fine. Everybody will look to buy this because it's just like such a fucking...
It's underneath its yearly open, man. I think we talked about this. We talked about this like last week or the week before on DOT. I remember this because it's like it's clearly failing to achieve its yearly open. It's like that's how weak it is. It's like almost 40% down from the yearly open.
It's not great.
This is something that's probably it's still 90% down from its all-time high.
It's 90% down from its all-time high, and also it's 60% down from its prior local high. So it's been some really good short opportunities here in terms of here. You can see some nice stuff. But literally, like, yeah, if it, like you said, the yearly open's done. So like it's either find support here, and there could be a reclaim trade if you want to take a long, or you're buying the actual all-time low, basically.
Yeah, you're buying like 420.
Yeah, 420, man. And then yeah, that's kind of it. But we have this lull phase. You usually have this type of lull phase after the bear or after a bear market. You have some sort of like bear market rally in a lull phase for a bit. Bitcoin did it itself. Link will be an interesting one. If Link's come down any further, that's annoying. I'm up for Link. I want to get some more. I think If we get lucky, we might come back into this range down here. If we're lucky, okay? Doesn't have to give it to you, but if we can lose here on link, which is essentially, I know what it looks like. To me, it looks like a pretty decent head and shoulders here. You have a high price made, higher high, lower high, and that's at the level of support. So it's pretty on the. If it holds fine, then you got another place to play like that, and it could descend, into this. But if we do lose this level, guys, it's going straight down to the top side of this range here. It won't stop anywhere else. It'll just go boom like that, and then that's where I'll look to buy. If it wicks into this and does something like that, I've got a lot of laddered in positions down here, guys, on link. I want to get a whole little link down here for fundamentals in terms of investment, and it will be a good trade as well. So it's a double whammy really for me. In this row, if you see link below like $10, basically, a little bit higher than that, around $10, $9, anything below 9, I'm a buyer. And I will hold that bag until it recovers. It'll be a hodl position for sure. I like link. I want more. I want their token so I can sell it to some person who's using it as utility in the future. Near protocol.
Well, hey, I'm going to bounce. I'm going to eat some food, but thanks. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, brother. Speak soon, man. Come back in whenever you want. Just leave the Google Meet there.
All right.
I'll leave it open, so if you want to dive back in, you can.
All right. Take it easy.
Cheers, my dears.
Later.
So that's link. Got the itty bitty. Trying to hold up 61,100. Right, legends. Now we got rid of that fucking dickhead. I gotta stop shouting. I'm not even shouting. Like Viking. I gotta keep my voice down because apparently I'm getting noise complaints because it's late here. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. We'll do a little bit longer, guys. We'll do a few more questions. Question Arunientes will do. P.E. Yeah, guys, everyone come. I might do a giveaway, actually. I might do a little, I might do a competition on this video. We've got 190 people in here. Shall I do a contest on this video? It's only got 9 comments, so I could probably get away with it. And I can screenshot that and make sure that I don't give it to these people. Right, legends. We'll do a contest, and I'll give away an MDX Algo subscription and a bundle of crypto. Come to this tweet and like the tweet and comment on the tweet. Like it and comment on it and retweet it for a bonus. So all those things. Like, retweet, and comment. And the funniest comment on this tweet will win MDX Algo and a bundle of crypto. 187 people in this chat. Go like it, comment on it, and retweet it. And then the funniest comment will win. We'll do some fun on the old tweet. Yeah, it's been a bit of a chilled stream. It's been a long stream, though. I think we've been going for a fair whack. Yeah, nearly 3 hours. When my food arrives, I will end the stream. And I need to get this room soundproofed. Because for some reason, the noise is going through. And I want to be able to scream and shout. Yeah, so this tweet, legends, you know what to do. I've screenshotted all the comments that are already on it. But just like, comment on it. The funniest tweet will win. TSM, let's have a look at TSM for this legend in the chat. New York Stock Exchange. It's in an upward sloping parabola right now. It's looking pretty good, bro. It's probably coming to the end of that parabola as it's completely upwards facing straight up. And this is going back to 2004. It's absolutely going for it, legends. Huge long-term uptrend. Have your net worth in this stock from back in the day, you'd be laughing. 3,000% gain. Yeah, so you don't bet against stuff like this, guys. Like, this is not shortable right now. You have to wait for some sort of break of structure. You know, break of actual... the systemic parabola it has here. All I can say to that is look for the levels and don't look to fade it just yet. It's you need to lose that level there. I'm just going to make it real simple, guys, because I've explained this a trillion times. But you have a couple of levels at the top side. If it comes into that, you get some sort of fib retracement tool into the pocket. That's the lower high, comes in, and you're looking for some sort of descending formation. That would be the break. Very likely you get that on double tops, essentially, basically. When my food arrives, I will bounce. Thoughts on Casper? Not sure about Casper in terms of what it is. I'll chart it for you, know. Have a look at the price. Big area of support in here, obviously charted out by MDX auto charting tools. But I don't really need to do much because the indicators will do it for me. But I would say you have some significant levels to draw on here, as we do. That's coinciding with the high price anyway. Obviously, you have this area of resistance here. And this is just going flat. I would usually start on the monthly. Draw all the opens, the closes, and the yearly obviously as well you can do. But what you do is you start on the yearly. You draw the open and the close and the high and the low. And then a lot of the time, those levels will coincide with the next ones down. Draw them on, draw them on, draw them on, draw them on. And that's how you do it as a standardized objective way of drawing levels. I just know that these levels are likely going to be where it's going to be coming in because you can see it on the price on this area. But a yearly level will probably be around here as well. That's why yearly opens and closes are important. Yeah, so at the moment, there's nothing really bad about this. It has lost this level here, but it's not the most important level. It's a little bit choppy and changey. You know, what you're looking for, will you get a lower high on it? That will be an indication to say you're going to break some sort of trend. And a lot of you guys are probably drawing stuff like this. Like, oh yeah, it's a trend line coming up. It's plausible. It's not perfect. But it's if you go from the actual initial move, from the first swing, you could probably get something in there. And ultimately, if it holds above support, it's going to continue up. But I would say that if it comes here, you make a lower high and back down, you could be looking at some sort of breaker trend. Obviously, this is not to go by the trend line itself, just a general barometer of it rising. And then you can see that these highs are getting slightly less high. And you do have some bearish divergence as well. So you have the divergences coming in. Yeah, this level is very crucial. This is the most important level. If it came down to that like this, you'd probably get a bounce off it for a trade. But I reckon if it comes to that again, this will likely break down. Good old Casper. Casper the friendly ghost. Casper and the friendly ghost. I think Casper is the friendly ghost, to be honest. Let's have a look at that long to short ratio. It's not looking great. Yeah, let's have a look at Sol. We already looked at Sol. It's again, I'm right on the level it needs to hold. It's like Bitcoin essentially right now. This level is a super level to hold. If you lose it, we're going lower. Not that lower, but like I'm saying, there's a bounce trade to be made here, okay? In terms of flat SR. If you lose this area, yeah, it's coming down to like here. It'll probably, this is what you might get. That'll be great. If it does that straight away, fine. But it needs to hold here. This is the level on, if it's a buy here for sure, a bounce trade in terms of a long. But B, you know, it could easily break through. And if it does, we're going to go probably to the mid-range and lower. So it's close for some downside. And it will probably see the end of it after it breaks that level. One more bounce would be the highest probability for me on that level. And then lower high and then nuke. Okay, I think I might bounce, Legends. I get my food, chill out. Been a long ass stream. Good stream though. Good, honest, long stream. If you're a replay viewer, or let's just say if you're watching this right now, go watch the beginning of the stream. Just go back to the beginning, watch it from the start. All right, Legends. I'll see you on the flippers. Great stream. Hit the like button on the way out, and also, no, I'll announce the winner on my next stream because obviously we need to leave people time. But right now, guys, competition. So if you go and just go and like, comment, basically just comment on it, right? That's the main thing. But if you like and retweet, you get more points. I'll look it through the list and I'll choose someone good. But guys, yeah, on this tweet, just go like it, comment on it, retweet it. The funniest comment on it, I will send you MDX algo and some crypto, like $100 or something, and that'll do you nicely for this bull market. Little stash there, little combination. Yeah, go and smash it, guys, and yeah, it'll be fun. This is the tweet, and I'll see you on the flippies.